Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Bottom of the Bill. We got our boy Max Zargon on today.
Hey, Max.
Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. Just hanging out. Thanks for coming to Riverside.
Yeah, it's a trek.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not that bad at all.
Yeah, it's all right.
People make it sound like it's so much worse.
It's really not that bad. I drove out to the beach the other day. It was like 30 minutes, like
Absolutely.
25 without traffic.
It's like
you know.
we drive further sometimes to play gigs, like significantly further.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We play only hours away.
Yeah, only.
Yeah, you guys are at the beach all the time now, aren't you, with Hangout Express?
Yeah.
You guys
we
have
do.
been doing the local and stuff?
Yeah,
we do the
local.
Great place to play, I'd say. And then also, what?
That's sarcasm.
I mean, take it as you want. A1A, we play there a lot, and
It's down
that's
St.
like
Augustine,
that's an hour
yeah.
trip. And then what's the Green Turtle in Fernandina? We play there a lot.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like both an hour away. We can't
Green
get-
Turtle, Fernandina is like a lot farther than
The
it
beach.
seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernandina is like one of those things where you're like, you always forget how far it is. So it's like just like those extra like 10, 15 minutes longer than you think sometimes.
As soon as you get off on 200 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
that
Yeah, it just
exit,
takes
it's like,
forever.
what the hell
I thought
is
I thought the beach was way closer.
No.
Yeah,
it's not.
but the I like the overpass though. You know,
Oh, yeah.
going over to the Fernandina side of the bridge, really pretty. I mean, like the marshes and the skies and all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, especially like going there, taking the ferry during the daytime, going
Yeah,
from the
that's the
beach,
best.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and taking like the Talbot side and stuff. That's such a pretty area.
Well, before we get started, see the obligatory cheers.
No, absolutely. Cheers. fellas.
Cheers.
Cardinal sin to be putting Jim Beam in my maker's classes, bud.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I don't
I'm
know.
a little broke this week. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I feel like the rough one for like not putting ice or like any mixture in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're-
tough. I'm a little baby when it comes to drinking. I
With
need
the
it.
straw.
Yeah.
I need it. I need it. I ran out of umbrellas, honestly.
Yeah.
You
But
do
yeah,
it to yourself, Bill. I
Do
gotta
what?
say, just people can't help but make fun of you because you do it to yourself.
I have
It's
no
like your
shame.
striped shirt on. You got the
What?
straw.
Yeah.
It's a-
What's wrong with my
You
shirt?
just look like you look like you just failed elementary school like 10 times.
The
And I'm
shoes
st-
are cool
and I'm
though. It
still in
kind of like
elementary
puts
school?
everything together though.
Yeah, I got them from Amazon. They're plastic.
No, they're not.
Feel them, man. I swear to God,
my
like
God.
and then I bought these almost a year ago, and they look brand new still. And I
Yeah.
wear them every day. Like they're definitely
It's
made.
plastic.
They're not made out of leather or whatever,
Yeah.
but whatever. I think I look great.
no, you
by
look,
the way,
you're doing great, Bill.
what's your fucking deal? What are you going with?
Just hanging out today. Go a little casual.
I don't understand how you can ever make fun of me with that godforsaken fucking tattoo that you have on your arm. Like you're just not allowed to make fun of anybody ever.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's just a reminder of my past. Right?
It's a reminder to everybody of your past, apparently. I always thought that is a good way to think about tattoos are just mistakes that everybody can see.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll never get a tattoo.
Except for the one you have on the butt.
I don't have anything on myself at all. No butt tattoos.
He's got a butt tattoo.
He's got.
I can be.
I've known him long enough. He's got a butt tattoo.
I can be buried in a Jewish cemetery, but I'm not Jewish, so.
So
What did you bring us, Max? You got some mate?
Yeah.
yeah. So I brought some yerba mate. For anyone who's unfamiliar with yerba mate, most people don't like the flavor or the taste or it at all. No, I'm just kidding. Yerba mate is a kind of caffeine. It actually is like a clean caffeine, and it also increases your metabolism. But my parents have been drinking it my entire life from Argentina. My dad walks around. He's got like his little like satchel man purse.
Nice.
And it has a mate and like boiling water at all times.
How does he have boiling water at all times?
Oh, he has it like in a cup. Yeah, he just.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, we just grew up drinking mate, and it's like a good form of caffeine, a little boost. And it's a social thing. Usually, someone pours it at cebador, and you pass it around, and it just kind of
Say
lightens
what?
the mood.
A whore?
It is cebador.
El
Cebador is the person who pours the mate. So
El
usually
Salvador.
it's like the bartender,
Oh,
the
okay.
Latin mate bartender.
Okay. What does it taste like? Because it
Wanna
looks
try
like it looks like
Wanna be the
horse.
first one.
Yeah, I'll be.
Clean
I'll be
straw. I'll
guinea
let
pig.
you.
It does.
It's a
Look,
little warm, so
It
because
does-
it was hot water.
It looks like what we used to feed the cows every day after school. You got off the bus and you go feed the cows. And it tastes just like it.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, I'm sure it
It's
does.
very.
He went for a second taste. I'm
Yeah,
like
I'm
surprised.
surprised. Yeah.
It's very like it literally just tastes like feed. Like I don't know.
Sure.
It has that smell and
I
everything.
mean, it's earthy. It's ground flour or ground herb, really.
It's like a really really bitter tea. I guess is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to get you fucked up, you said?
I mean, if you
It's-
drink like
it's-
several cups, for sure, it gets you just like really energetic.
How close is it to ayahuasca?
Not on the spectrum.
It's not on the spectrum.
Not
So
on the
I'm not
spectrum.
going to freak out and hallucinate here in a bit?
No.
All right. Because that would be
That'd
hilarious.
be a different
prank.
tea I should have brought.
No,
for sure.
it's like you're like, yeah. This is definitely an Argentinian.
Yeah,
coffee.
Argentinians are just constantly walking around tripping balls
I
at all
don't-
times. It'd be kind of.
That'd be
I
kind
mean,
of wild.
some Argentinians, I
Yeah,
guess, but for
definitely.
sure.
Argentina is like really South America.
Argentina is the southernmost South American
That's
country.
like way down there.
That's like as far down. Like when people say I'm from the South, and I'll look at them and I'm like,
I don't think
I
so.
think I'm
yeah.
from the South.
You're definitely the most southern person I ever met. Then
Yeah.
it was him. And now it's
Yeehaw.
you. Yeah.
El Yihao.
El yeehaw.
Yihaito.
What? In Argentina? Does it get cold in Argentina?
Freezing cold.
Really, it does.
I mean, further down south. So actually, in Buenos Aires, which is fairly north, Argentina is an extremely long country.
Mm-hmm.
North of Argentina, it actually it snowed back in 2000 when I went down there. 2011, I think, or 2010. It snowed for the first time in 60, 70 years in the city itself proper. But it gets freezing cold.
Okay.
And also there, it's colder, man. It's a different kind of cold.
Which one is Argentina on the coast, or is Chile is on the coast?
Both of them are on the coast.
Oh, they
They're on
are?
opposite sides. Chile's on the west side. Argentina's on the east side. So Argentina's the wider one, but they're both on the very, very southern part of South America.
I need to look at a map. I should have done some research.
Wow, dude, you should have done some research of your.
I'm not really good on my South American
Yeah.
countries.
But if you ever get a chance, Buenos Aires is a beautiful country.
Have you ever? Were you born there?
So I was actually the first one in my family to be born here in the States.
Uh-huh.
And we went back and forth until I was about 7. My mom didn't become a citizen of the U.S. until I was about 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
So
That's cool though. What brought you all here?
that's a good question. So my uncle was the first one to come out here, and he wanted nothing to do with Argentina and just decided he wanted to live out here. And then slowly, little bit by little bit, the rest of my family came up here. My dad was very persistent and originally wanted to move to Europe because he did not like the U.S.
Yeah.
He traveled and backpacked through Europe and then came to the U.S. and was like Florida back then in 1990 in South Florida in Broward County. He's like, man, this is kind of a shithole. He's like, I don't really think I'm going to live here. And then surprise, lo and behold, a year or two later, ended up moving out here. Met my mom just before, and they had me just under a year after they moved out here. So
But you moved down to South Florida, or you to
I was
Jacksonville?
born in South Florida in
All right,
Fort
right.
Lauderdale or Broward County, Plantation area, and
That's where you're from.
Yeah, Broward County, Pembroke Pines.
yeah. What hospital were you born in?
Jackson Memorial in downtown Miami.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Billy calls me Tony 305 because
Yeah.
he thinks that there's no difference
Or
between
t-
Miami,
or Tony
Broward, or West
Worldwide.
Palm.
Or Jupiter or anything. Everything's 305.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything's
Mr.
305.
Worldwide. I like that.
Tony Worldwide.
Tony Worldwide.
Yeah.
What about Fear Worldwide?
What's
Fear-
that? Oh man.
Oh,
This is going to be the theme of the podcast today. We're just going to shit on my tattoo.
on the butt.
I've got a tattoo. That's
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe you
one and done.
Well, yeah, right.
Right.
Exactly. Cheers to that.
you just came out swinging at me,
Regrets.
just right on time. You always think that I make fun of you all the time, but you just you instigate.
I'd
We-
say
we make
this:
fun of each
if
other quite a
we
bit.
get a certain amount of likes or comments on this, I'd vote that could Billy get a tattoo?
For sure.
Of what?
You get a nice no fear tattoo on your forearm also.
Yeah. Why?
Or a buttocks tattoo or something. It could be
yeah.
something mild, small, doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
but
All right. But then if we don't get any views or comments, then you have to get another no fear tattoo.
On my other forearm. I'm fucking game, bro.
what if it says less fear?
Less fear. A moderate amount of fear. It's just like a butter knife.
No, I wanted to be the exact same one.
Butter knife.
Yeah.
Something like way softer.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
you came out swinging at me. It was instigating and everything.
Oh, someone's a little sensitive today.
We
huh?
were so everybody on the bus with Universal Green and everything. We were on tour this weekend. Steve was coming out with T-shirt ideas for bottom of the bill, and mostly it's just of you just doing Tony 305, like just making a Tony 305 T-shirt.
I love it.
It's a T-shirt of me making a T-shirt.
Fuck
Oh
off, man!
my
It's a
God.
T-shirt.
Pretty meta.
Genius.
What I had was like take like the Scarface movie poster and then just put your face on it and just.
This is
That was a good one. Or like put you in like Pitbull sunglasses and a suit and then Tony Worldwide.
I like that one.
I like the
good.
Pitbull sunglasses
Yeah.
for sure.
because he's Mr. Worldwide, and I think he's from Miami, right?
I'd say 305 could be anywhere from the Miami to Jupiter region.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you're from Miami, and then they're like, "Fuck you! You don't get to claim any of our shit if you're north of the county line."
Yeah.
It's
You
just
know,
stupid because it's
my,
all.
my cousins get on me about that all the time.
Really?
I tell people it's like, okay, Pembroke Pines is like right in between Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and if you don't know Broward County or Dade County, you don't know about Pembroke Pines. So I just I when I was growing up,
not one fucking pine tree.
My
there.
dad worked
So
in Pembroke
stupid.
Pines for years. He had a jewelry store inside of a Publix in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, nice.
Side of a Publix.
Yeah, so in
Weird.
South Florida, until I'd say about almost 10 years ago, there used to be a bunch of small businesses inside of Publix, and it was a very South Florida thing. Like, imagine, lots of small businesses inside of Publix taking those little kind of vacant areas where they have the flower shops and stuff now.
Weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a whole different thing down there. But like people that don't know Pembroke Pines, they just don't like, or South Florida don't know Pembroke Pines. And then, so I grew up going to Miami a lot. It wasn't until I was much older that I started going to Fort Lauderdale. So when people ask me and say, "Where are you from?" I say, "Well, I'm from Miami," because it's just easier to say it than Pembroke Pines.
I say I'm from Fort Lauderdale when I'm really from Plantation, but that's
Right.
like, kind of like, what happens when you move out of there.
But my cousins are all from Miami. They're like, "You are not from Miami. Stop telling people that." I'm like, "Fuck you. I'm gonna tell them I'm from where the fuck I want to be."
I tell people I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, but really I'm from Wilmore. It's kind of the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're a phony too.
We're all
I mean-
phonies.
Have you ever heard of the town Wilmore, Kentucky?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people haven't heard of Plantation or Pembroke Pines if you're not from South Florida.
Yeah.
you know?
Again, no, there's no.
And
plantations
somehow
there.
Plantation sounds like way more racist than
Yeah, it actually is.
than Kentucky. So
Kentucky's not racist at all.
yeah.
They didn't shoot a woman sleeping in her bed.
Okay.
Remember that?
Anyways,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Interesting.
All right, let's get started. Let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff. So the first question I usually ask people
Yeah.
is, when did you discover music as a passion, like a passion for
That's
you?
what he asked most people. We're not going to ask you that. We want to just ask you why.
Yeah.
Why music?
Yeah.
Because I love to suffer, make no money at all,
Yeah.
and just have just like a soulless, fruitless passion.
Yeah.
I should have just been literally anything else. Hairdresser.
Yeah, you could.
Actually, hairdressers are pretty rad.
Speaking of,
They
you're
kill
gonna present it.
Oh yeah, so I did. Speaking of hairdressers, I gave myself the old shave.
Looking
Damn,
good.
dude.
You know,
I
it's
like
funny
it.
because
You gotta get to that shit tan because that.
I
tan
know,
line's pretty
right?
bad.
Now I'm feeling less brown, but it's funny. It's do a little side quest. Less people recognize me since I've cut my afro
Yeah.
and my beard.
Yeah.
So now even less so. I feel like even the few people that recognize me are gonna have a hard time recognizing me even now.
But I knew you before you had all that, so
Absolutely.
I that's when I was like, I didn't recognize you. With
When
all-
I had my longer
I
hair
was just
and
like,
beard.
Max, like, is that fucking you? Like, yeah.
Who's under all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking like late Beatles John for a while.
Ooh.
It took me a couple times of seeing you after you cut all your hair off
Mhm.
before I recognized.
Yeah.
For a couple times, I was like, who's waving? Oh, it's fucking Max.
You know what the funniest thing is though? Since I was a young kid, I've always had phases where I've grown my hair out long and
Yeah.
cut it really short, grew it long, cut it short. It's like being in your own avatar, and you just want to change it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
you've had longer hair too.
Oh, like way longer. It was like down on my shoulders and everything like that. This guy hasn't cut. We're a hair
yeah.
podcast now.
Anton has been consistent since I've known
That's
you.
I'm a consistent guy.
That's
I
the
like
strength of all his
consistency.
power. Yeah, he hasn't aged
Yeah.
one day since I met him.
The no fear tattoo came out from the womb.
It can't-
actually,
it's actually a birthmark. It's not even a tattoo.
Not scared since birth.
yeah. So the music question though.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? When did I?
Discover music as your passion. Something you wanted to pursue.
I mean, I think we've all listened to music when we were younger and have like a different connection with music. So like going back to like my connection with music, it's funny. Even though I grew up in the U.S., a lot of the music that I was presented to as a young child was music from the U.K. Because a lot of influence from Argentina actually came from the U.K. prior to like Falkland Island War and I don't know, other history, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, my dad grew up listening to Queen and stuff like that. So growing up, I listened to a lot of Pink Floyd and Queen and stuff. And I'd say one of like the first memorable things that I listened to that just like absolutely blew me away was Pink Floyd The Wall,
Yeah.
which is, super dark album. Now that I think about it, the more I listen to it, the more I just want to like lock myself in a room and like cry for like 4 days.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
it's
five.
a heavy one. Yeah,
But
maybe five.
yeah, but it just the composition of that, all the tonality and everything. As a young kid, I was just blown away how someone could make something sound. I had the same feeling listening to that as I did watching Fantasia, which was one of my favorite movies as well growing up. Again, big composers. Tchaikovsky was a composer to that. And just all the animation and everything, the way everything worked together, I was like blown away. It was so abstract, and I always felt like that and The Wall and all these things had this like element of kind of creating a world, and creating this like massive sonic palette. And you know, a great album feels like you're watching a movie.
Yeah,
it feels like you're part of like this adventure, like you have this like connectedness to it.
Definitely.
And I think ever since then, like I've always kind of been on this self-fulfilling quest because I write a lot of music, I produce a lot of music, I never release anything. Dude, I've got hundreds of songs I've had on Ableton, like from the Luma Grove days, which is where I've met Billy. Just a bunch of music that I just am constantly trying to like write an adventure, and that's like my quest.
And just to have it as like just like here's because that's what Pink Floyd was, I think, the best at. The Beatles are pretty good at it, like in the later days, like Sgt. Pepper's and all that stuff. But like every single one of their album, like the "Wish You Were Here" album, that's my favorite. Without
I love that album.
Absolutely.
Man, yeah.
But like that whole, I don't want to say vibe because it's
lunatic.
It's just it has like this feeling like that's to the album, but it's not the same as Dark Side of the Moon or you know.
Right. It creates a whole different.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
like,
It's cool when like a song also like denotes, like gives you like a connotative feel to something, like you know, like when certain sounds and tones can give you connotation. For example, like when you're playing a guitar solo, when you're peaking on a guitar solo and you're hitting, you know, the high sustained note and you're just like wee, 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 like we all know, like, oh man, he's killing it. But imagine being on the front end of like, imagine the first time that happened,
right?
And this guy's like hitting the sustained note over and over and over again, and you're just like, what is going on here? Like I feel like Gilmour in a lot of ways like paved such a path in terms of tonality, right?
Yeah.
Or like these like massive reverbs where the guitar would just come in and just strike one note, and that note would literally it made my balls grow for the first time. I was like, man, this is what it feels like. Like I like this feeling.
He's a master of that, man. Like I appreciated it when I was younger, also because I just loved Pink Floyd and guitar players. But as I've gotten older and I go back and I really, really listen with like a better ear, that dude was on a different is on a different level, man. You know?
Like using that limited gear of the past and doing what they're doing now, it's like we are constantly sifting through gear, right? I mean, is that I feel like has become, I don't know about you guys, I feel like that is like a constant quest sometimes, right? Is like sifting through gear where like you sit on something and like keyboards, for example, right? I love the Virus TI2, but every once in a while I put that thing on reverb to sell, and I'm like, should I get a Prophet 6 because it has a warmer tone? Like sometimes like I don't like the distortive characteristic of it, and other times I'm like, oh, that sounds great. But there's just so much multi-timbrality and like so much to choose from. Pedals, for example, there's so many pedals that kind of do the same thing, but some are a little bit different than others. It's like you can get so lost in the vortex of what sound quality is and sound tonality. And then there's bands like, are you guys familiar with like King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard?
Yeah.
Dude, they record like shit.
Really?
I don't know if you've seen the recording process, but they literally have like non-drum mics on their microphones running through like a tape machine that's like barely going on in these like small multi-track channels. And like some recordings are on Stu, the lead guitarist, records on his like iPhone, for example, and he'll record a solo there and he'll route that. And it just, he likes, you know, like the distort. It's kind of like the antithesis of what high quality
lo-fi stuff.
Lo-fi, right? So it's like, I don't know, there's so many different approaches to, you know, there's lo-fi, high quality approach and stuff, but sometimes like minimalism in a lot of ways can really help shape those things. I don't know. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I guess more so it's like it's crazy how back then using less gear they were able to do so much more that we're still trying to emulate nowadays.
Yeah, with today's gear.
I will say that like back then though, that was like the cutting edge, like all the Voyager stuff on the mini Moog that they were using. Like like that was the I can't even imagine how much
the Voyager
how much that cost.
Or the mini Moog.
Mini Moog.
Yeah.
The mini Moog back then, that was like when it first came out. You know what I mean? Because you know a lot about it.
I know all about keyboards.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So the mini Moog.
So the mini Moog was the most popular synth at the time, monophonic synthesizer.
It was the only one. You know what I mean?
There was so.
Why do they call it a mini Moog if it was the only one?
Because a Moog subtractive synthesis took up an entire room at the
there was
time,
actually-
so they made it smaller
there
so
was-
you could gig with it.
Yeah,
see
you
it.
couldn't take a massive analog
You ever
board.
see ELP? He plays like a real Moog like that with all the wires and stuff like that you gotta
Okay.
connect to make
A modular synthesizer.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
a subtractive synthesis. Little
Subtractive synthesis is like what came out in the 80s when
Yeah.
you have like FM synthesizers and they have like that kind of like digital sound, which
the
actually
bell
paved
sound.
the way into making digital synthesizers.
That
Okay.
TI2 has an awesome FM.
The
That-
TI
that-
that
like
is
you-
one of the cool things about
you
the
can't you
TI2.
can't get another keyboard
Yeah.
that does that. And
I
makes
mean,
that bell
even
sound.
even a lot about it, man. It really does have like such cool, and I do like the distortion sometimes too. But you can make that thing sound really warm, and just the amount of voices that you can stack on it, you
Yeah.
can make that thing just sound.
56 polyphonic at the same time. That means 56 notes at one time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like you need like 4 hands to do that. At least
Oh!
run it
in
out.
one note,
Sorry,
you know.
no, hang
That's
on. How,
insane.
what's fit? That's you need 25 hands. I don't know how to math right now. I'm really fucking
26
hungover.
hands.
Yeah, you need a lot of hands
Yeah.
to make that. But yeah, you can't basically just pull all of
Synthesizers
it.
are super cool
Yeah.
because they make sounds that are super rad.
Ever since I found that out about the virus, though, I'll go to any other keyboard and I'm like, all right, how many notes can I hit down at one
Yeah.
time until it like fucking
Right.
craps out?
Right.
I
Yeah.
would never need to. Like, no keyboard needs more than 10, really.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
yeah. I
can.
mean, I guess maybe not synthesizers, but I mean pianos and stuff. You know,
How
more
do-
than 10 keys.
Oh, that's right, because you're not human, so you have more fingers than 10.
I'm just saying that it's nice to have the range. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying he doesn't get this at all. You can hold down 10 at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And then move on to another
Sometimes
10.
my pinky can hit like
That's
2 notes at once.
Not what I'm
So-
saying. God damn it, man. This is so hard to explain it.
Another-
You know
I
what
was fucking
a
with you, bro,
sustain
relax.
pedal is?
Also,
Yeah, I know.
Also, the synthesizer, what you can do, for example, is imagine if you had your guitar, and then you had your guitar running through a different chain, and you had another guitar running through a different chain of sounds, and
Yeah.
another guitar running through a different chain of sounds, and playing all 4 on top of each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what multi-timbrality is.
Okay.
So the ability of it having multi-timbrality is like you can start stacking. It's almost like having 16 of itself rerouting itself. It's nuts, man. It's like it's almost too much.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Oh, it's way too much.
but it's almost because there's some people that just make some amazing things with it where you're just like blown away. It's like math.
and that's why
in
Accent,
synthesizers.
they haven't made a new keyboard since 2007. That was the last thing that they made. And they're just like,
They make the Kemplers now. They make the analog Kemplers
Okay.
for guitars,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
modulars.
yeah.
They completely have given up on synthesizers. That's
Yeah.
why. So I have a Access Indigo Redback, which is the older version of is like before the TI. It was the last of the K series,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
KC series. And it had a really warm analog sound, and they decided to ditch that and go the total integration, so
Yeah,
you
with
can
the
plug it into
digital.
Ableton and use it as a plugin in VST or whatever. But what I was going with that was in having that. Oh, God damn it! Where was I going with that? I was going off of. I lost track.
that's all right.
Yeah.
We do that a lot here.
Anyways, nerds.
But yeah, the
Nerds.
I never get to do this because he just hires jazz guitarists like the whole time. But yeah, I talked to an electronic synthesizer.
Yeah.
With the only 2 in the fucking city.
400 people.
Apparently.
400 people have now left the chat room.
Basically, so it looks like someone's getting a second
Yeah.
tattoo.
Guys should drink.
Oh, that's not the worst tattoo that you have on your body. Don't you have an awful one somewhere else?
I don't have a. Yeah, it's not a great one.
He also has.
There's a second one.
Yeah.
I want to know this. Did you put that tattoo on you before or after you came out with that album?
Long before.
So the album cover is your tattoo.
Because it's a concept that I liked a lot that just wasn't executed properly by the tattoo artist that I got it from. So
You just show that to the crowd.
I'm not gonna show it to the crowd. It's
Where's
not gonna
that
happen.
at?
Don't worry about it. it's in a special place.
Been on tour way too much. This fucking guy.
Dude, right? That's what
I
happens.
forgot about that tattoo at all. I can't make fun of it in front of other people because
Because nobody else knows.
Well, I could just be lying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say that you got like a fucking red dragon tattoo all down your back.
Yeah, that might be true.
I was hoping for like the butterfly tramp stamp, but
Ooh.
I might have that too. I might have a lot of tattoos you guys
And it
don't know
just says
about.
Wicked on the side.
Wicked.
Anyways.
All right. So was keyboard your first instrument or some form
Sorry.
of that?
That's okay. It's just a space heater. It's not plugged in.
So I played piano when I was a lot younger. I took classes when I was like maybe 6, 7 years old for a couple of years and kind of got bored with it and got over playing music and enjoyed listening to it more and played sports, played a lot of soccer and other things. But I came back to music in 7th grade. There was this guitar club in middle school. And this really cool teacher, Mr. Alford, like put this together. And I actually played bass in guitar club.
Okay.
And I played bass all the way through high school. And I actually played in jazz band in high school as well, too. So I played bass for a long time. And I think I just got tired of not being able to compose music. I wrote a lot of music with bass, but again, it's like the monophonic, So I went back to keyboards to write music. In fact, I actually started more as a producer rather than a player. When Billy and I really met each other, I was a lot more of a producer than a player. I was doing the Lima Grove stuff.
Yeah, you're doing all Ableton and stuff.
And I was doing Ableton back in the day, and back when it was still like pretty fresh too.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of sample-based stuff, and a lot of the keyboard stuff was either run as MIDI to like write the songs, and then I had a little keyboard to do like leads and fill in things.
Yeah, I remember you had a ridiculous setup. You had like 10 different little contraptions, like a chaos pads and all that stuff. Like on.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I bring that out in my new solo set. So I have my chaos pad, and I do basically a solo DJ set. I do a lot of live looping and stuff like that, but I've progressed the rig over the years.
That's pretty cool.
I've condensed now. I now have the Nord Stage 3, so I sample a lot of the.
How much does that run you? You want to talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it.
More than any guitar that's not like fucking 50 years old and somebody touched it once.
Yeah. No, it was expensive, but it was worth it because now I have to bring one synth or like one keyboard around, so I can play gigs with one key.
Is it weighted though, or is it just semi-weighted?
Semi-weighted.
Like my Stage 3 is.
It's like the waterfall, but it's a heavier waterfall situation on the stage.
I just would hate to play on a weighted keyboard synthesizer. It just hurts.
No, the semi-weighted. I mean, if you want to do like bass fills, like the whoom,
or like my favorite thing is like this the Nord piano is all weighted keys. Also, it has organ. And you're like, you can't fucking play organ on a
on a weighted key. Yeah.
He's so lost.
No, I'm not. I know that organs don't have weighted keys. I get it.
You didn't know that?
I did know that. Yeah.
He
thinks I'm completely ignorant to keys.
Keyboard players have to summon different personalities when we're playing different instruments. As a clav player, you got to bring the rhythm.
Yeah.
Sure.
As an organ player, you got to bring the soul.
Yeah.
As a piano player, the
classical.
Yeah. And as a synthesizer, you got to do the Billy and Max and be rock stars. Am I right?
Yeah.
Ow!
So it's similar. I feel like it's similar with every instrument though. When you're approaching a different genre of music, you have to play it all differently.
Really,
no, absolutely.
I mean,
you're like when you're doing leads and stuff like that versus when you're going into funk guitar and you want to do those clean sounds.
Right, or when you're comping, like you're playing chords in a rock tune or comping over a jazz tune.
Yeah,
it's all very different approaches. Tones that you're going to use are different. He just thinks that it's a slab of wood with some metal strings on it.
There's two guitars. There's one guitar that Van Halen plays, and then you have the second one that's just Grandpa's guitars.
Yeah, that's all it is.
We need to make T-shirts that say keyboarders are no longer sidekicks.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because as a keyboarder, a lot of the times in a 4-piece band, when there's a guitarist, when guitarists are going into solo, we do a lot of support. We go in organ, we like help build things. And a lot of times when we're doing a solo, guitarists a lot of times like to just kind of stay right there in the pocket and hold. Where's our build, man?
Yeah, where's our build?
Where's our build?
Yeah, where's our build? Fuck yeah. We're going to go on strike. Until I get a proper fucking solo build.
Keyboardist on strike. How can I play my mono synth if I have no...
Well,
I would like keyboardist on strike. I want to wear that fucking shirt every day.
The brand says no fear on the back with a song. I'm bringing this one back.
Man,
so I've actually got an answer for this one.
Yeah,
it's impossible to build behind your solos because you just got one speed, bro. You start and you just go. It's just a wind-up doll. There's nowhere to take your solo. You just go to a million notes a second.
I have a question. What was Eddie Van Halen's
Everyone who plays
speed?
with me knows this.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't like Van Halen
What
either.
was Bon Jovi's speed?
He's at least 3/4 of the way there by now, right?
I'm just trying to say, like, all I hear is can't mean won't.
No, I definitely could build your solos better. You got to build them better
but
first.
You won't do it. Is what you're saying.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. That's what it means.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make T-shirts. Keyboardists on strikes.
I would love to.
Need better builds.
Yeah, need better builds. I refuse.
I need better builds. I like it.
You know what? That does happen a lot whenever we are doing the Hangout Express, our cover band that we do. We'll play Jimi Hendrix, and he gives me an organ solo, and you just go, again, I'm gonna tune now.
That's not. No, I'll drop. No. Well,
he does
no,
that live.
no. I do it. I turn the volume down. I also do it because I'm talking about building, right? I drop out to create a lower dynamic so you can build your solo. The problem is that you got one speed. So as soon as I give you the solo, you're going all out.
Yeah.
I drop out because I'm trying to let it build into something. Oh, thank you, sir.
You're not.
You know what I'm saying?
But you don't. You drop out. You stop playing, and then you just look around and get a drink and then everything like that. And you're saying that you're doing that to help me.
I don't get a drink on the. This is.
That's what. Fucking see what happens on Saturday. Oh, you'll forget.
No.
We'll fucking see what happens.
I love this. Look at what I've created. Need better builds.
Yeah, we need better builds.
I need a better keyboard player. You free, Max? I don't know. Hey, everyone. Just want to take a second to talk to you about one of our favorite music venues, Blue Jay Listening Room. Blue Jay is a space for true music lovers where every ticket is a backstage pass. Silence your cell phones, enjoy a nice glass of wine or craft beer, and be part of an intimate experience unlike anywhere else in Jacksonville. Hear national and local artists sing their original songs and share the stories behind them in a space carefully curated for the premier show-going experience. I personally have seen some of my favorite shows here, as well as having played with some of my heroes. Not only is Blue Jay a wonderfully unique experience, it has become a staple in the Florida music scene. Mention Bottom of the Bill on your next visit and receive 10% off your tab. Blue Jay is located at 2457 3rd Street South, Jacksonville Beach, and be sure to check out www.bluejayjacks.com for news, ticketing, and events.
That's right. You offered me the position. As
Yeah. Yes.
If it wasn't for Max, I would have never met you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anton's like
a lot simpler.
Anton's like, God damn it! Why did you do this to me?
It was a while ago too.
Yeah.
I think
And we
4
brought
years
Sean
ago.
Thomas into the mix as well too when we were
that's
playing
right.
together.
Max
Have a
pretty
button
much
up and-
started Side Hustle. If you think about it.
Well, Sean was playing with us before Max got
I
in the picture.
am the main hustle.
Yeah, the main hustle.
Wait.
The main squeeze.
So Sean was first and then Max, or the other way around?
Sean was first, and then Max came
I
in,
didn't
and
know
then
that. I thought
No,
Max.
no. I was with you guys first,
Oh, he doesn't even remember.
and then Sean Thomas came in because we were still with Sean Saul. When I first came in, it was like the tail end of him playing with you guys.
oh,
And then I reached out to
right.
Sean Thomas, and Sean Thomas played with us a couple times, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Listen to this, Sean Thomas. I was like, dude, this band's a tits. Let's do it. And then he ended up playing.
Yeah, I remember
So,
that. Yeah.
just to be clear, I just want to make sure I got this right.
And then we stole Aaron for a little bit.
Yeah. So you got me to join the band, and then you got Sean to join the band, and you got Aaron.
Yeah.
So you
To
started
jam with us every
Side
time.
Hustle.
No. I didn't. Aaron already played with Anton.
I know. I'm just saying. All he got was one player, though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You got two.
Yeah.
Well, Sean was a mutual thing. Aaron
Yeah.
had, yeah.
Yeah, because Sean was getting integrated at the same time that Max, right after Max had started playing with us, and then there was one night after a gig where we all sat down with Sean. We're like, "Yo, man, this is what we're trying to do."
Yeah.
It was outside of like Mardi Gras or
Exactly,
something, right?
exactly.
That's what it was.
And
I
then
remember
Sean was
that.
like fucking hammered. It was a really good gig.
We got
had a lot
so
of fun.
drunk.
And
Yeah,
he's
it was
like-
real great. There
and
was
he-
like two people up front, like this hammered lady I remember who like
Yeah.
kept getting way too close. And, like,
Yeah.
I kept. You know when people dance in front of your keyboard and hold the drink over it and they're doing this
Yeah.
and you're just like looking at every drop hoping that, God, please, not a single drop on this keyboard.
Yeah,
It's
get outta here.
fully electronic.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
Sean, and then we just all sat down with Sean in the parking lot. We were like, "Yo, man, so this is what we're trying to do. Let's fucking do it. You know, it's fucking fun, man. Let's do it. It's a good time." And he was just like, "All right, fuck it, I'll do it." And he's just like, so like
what an
reluctantly-
idiot, and you're
Yeah.
still here.
Still here, bud.
That was fun, man.
But I didn't know that. I knew that either you got Sean into it or Sean got you into it.
Mary Jane got in the last dance of Mary Jane. And
Yeah.
he's just like, I'm sold.
I'm fucking sold, bro. Little Maroon 5.
On the Maroon 5 cover, and he was in it.
It was so funny. You came over to my house and you were telling me about it, and he was like, he pays pretty good, and he's a nice guy. And I think how long that conversation lasted, I was like 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then he just left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It
I
took
went.
no convincing.
I
for
went
me.
to Humboldt and
that's
worked in the
right.
pot industry for a little bit
You-
to save some money,
Yeah, you
which
fucking-
I did not make any money.
Yeah, you fucking got the hell out of Dodge after that. Where did you go?
I
Went to Humboldt.
did like a little
What's
trip
Humboldt?
in Northern California.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So I went there to work on a weed farm and just kind of traveled around a little bit. I was with Kyle and TJ, and that's when we first started doing the trail diver stuff.
Yeah.
We had been doing trail diver stuff prior to it. TJ wasn't singing with us back then yet, and then we kind of solidified stuff and started jamming and writing tunes, and little bit by little bit, we decided to come back and we moved in together.
So,
so-
you went to Humboldt County from Jacksonville, and they came with you as well. Or did you meet?
We
up
all
there?
traveled together.
Oh, okay.
All
But they're
three.
all from Jacksonville too, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
before we get to trail diver stuff, because I obviously want to get into all that stuff, but
Yeah.
you were in a band called Lumagrove first.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's why I moved
That's
to
why you moved here,
Jacksonville.
right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you want to talk about that project a little bit?
Sure. Shout out to Ryan Tinney.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Love that kid.
Miss you, bud.
Seriously.
10 man.
So Ryan Tinney dates a mutual friend, this girl I've known from freshman year of high school. She's from back home.
Okay.
Basically neighbor. Came up here to visit her, and I was going to UCF at the time and kind of wanted to get out of the Orlando area. Didn't want to finish my degree out there. And I came up here, came to Jacksonville, loved everything, the surf community and everything, all the people that live out here, good people. I had a lot of friends that moved up here, and I was like, man, this is where I need to be. And Ryan Tinney and I had one of those kind of talks, like the drunk talks with Sean Thomas,
Yeah.
only ours involved psychedelics,
Yeah.
and which was way more convincing.
Yeah.
Way more convincing.
Yeah, it's the equalizer.
And after kind of just getting together, just before then, it's funny, I started a solo project called Rising Palm, and I was producing stuff, and he really dug it, and we decided to kind of put tunes together. So we did this like down tempo trip hop duo. So it was like very cool lounge trip hop heady tunes and him playing drums, and we were playing such cool like festivals and venues at the time. And then after a while, Ryan Tinney and I just decided to kind of, go different ways. I stopped playing music for a while after that. I kind of just focused on other things, personal things. I went traveling to Central America for a while and kind of fucked off then too. And he ended up playing Swanee Halloween that year. I think it was the first Halloween. He did like a DJ set late night.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's actually, how I met Billy. So through Billy, we ended up being in the same management company with Pockets.
Pockets Presents.
With Pockets Presents.
Who's done since retired from the game.
From the music scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I
yeah.
don't know what happened, but
Yeah, actually, he's been posting stuff about him surfing and stuff. Pockets, if you're on Go Surf, let me know.
yeah.
But he put us together. I'll never forget this one time. I was at like 1904's. It was early years when 1904 was first getting going. Is when we were playing, and we were playing there like quite a few times because back then I don't think Jason had a lot of bands to come play at the venue. I know
No.
you guys had played there several
We
times.
played their first show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think.
At the
were we on the
8-bit
bill?
ball?
Yeah. Were we at? No, I don't know.
We just play everybody, but it's
Were
all
we
video
on
game
that
music.
bill with you, or were we on the? Or we was like,
remember. I don't know if
we
y'all-
played a few together, but I remember we did. I don't remember.
It was so long ago. It was like back in.
But that's where I met
20
Sean Thomas too, and Ben Strock and all of them was playing with Luma Grove. We played at Jackrabbits together, and then I saw Sean Thomas a week later at Wani Music Festival, and we were
Nice.
like, dude, like-minded, let's be friends. And he said, no way, and I said, too late.
Yeah. That actually sounds like a legit scenario.
Yeah, chicken blade for you. You want chicken blade? It's like a whole inside joke, man. We had a good time that weekend, but that's how I met Billy, and we hung out since then a few times. But we did that Fort Lauderdale show where we jammed together, me, you, and Tinny. the
don't
place was called like
remember.
High Dive or something. Or it was
No,
like
that's
in-
Gainesville.
No, it was called or dive or man, what was it called?
The dive bar. in
Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, in like downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Was it
Oh,
downtown or was
yeah. We did the after party
We
with
did the after
guy that was
party.
playing the pedal.
Yes.
I forgot that you were there for that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was Pockets put that together to have an open jam.
Yep.
After the festival that we played, I think Dumpster Funk headlined. I can't remember who it was that headlined, but everybody went down to Fort Lauderdale and
In downtown Fort Lauderdale.
yeah.
Downtown.
What did I say?
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just
All
saying
right,
it was like
anyways.
2012, like a bunch of wooks in downtown Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale.
Yeah. And so I forgot that it was you and Tinny that put that together, and then I was gonna come up and play with them, and then it was just like it's open jam for all the musicians that played at a BE Easy music festival.
Ah, I can't remember the name of what it was. Yeah.
It's Be Easy Music Festival, which
Okay.
is similar to the band here, but it's no
No
correlation.
relation.
Yeah.
But then this fucking guy is like, I was definitely not at the fucking show at all, or the festival, but he came to the show and he just turned his fucking Marshall amp to 11 and then had a distortion pedal. And that's all that he had. And it was the loudest, most annoying thing in the world. And it was
I
just
love
like,
it.
oh no, I'm jamming
Sorry, guys.
right now with
Yeah.
you. And we were all just staring at him like, get the fuck off the stage, dude. Like, stop.
We couldn't hear each other.
No, he
let
couldn't hear
alone,
anything.
like-
it was so.
That sounds like the most South Florida thing I've ever heard. Some dude
Yeah,
just
it-
like a
but
pedal
way
and
too
an
long,
amp.
and it
Yeah.
drove everyone away.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, it's like us three on stage, and we're like, all right, let's call it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like, he wouldn't get off the stage. And apparently he's like some sort of South Florida musician royalty, is what I heard. Like his dad, fucking owns a dealership or something. I don't know.
Fucking dope, bro.
But, like, yeah, apparently he is.
Dope, bro.
But he's in
that
like some sort of like noise rock band down there, and just because of that experience, I fucking hate that genre. I'd never want to see a noise rock.
Noise
show.
rock.
You know what that is?
I mean, I've heard
It's
of the
people just
genre.
playing pedals apparently. That's it. I thought you had to.
And now
plug
we're
it
going
into
back to our
something.
David Gilmour conversation,
Yeah.
where it does not matter your tone, turn that shit down.
Yeah, turn
right.
it down. That's you want to do a line of keyboard as T-shirts. I'm like, oh really? Does your tone sound that much better? Because it doesn't.
Yeah.
You gotta really let it breathe. Otherwise, like, I'm not. If you don't turn it up so that I can't hear anything else, like, you're not gonna hear the tone, man.
Yeah, that's true.
We should make a shirt that says "Love should be polyphonic."
That's a good one too, man. But
Steal my ideas, I'll find you.
Yeah. And we're saying it first. This is published and copyrighted.
All right, sick.
Facebook does a really good job of following up with it.
Thanks, Zuckerberg.
They don't at all, man. Have you seen Greenhouse Lounge's Facebook page? It's a fucking clothing shop from Thailand.
Yeah, it got
Sick.
hijacked.
It got hacked, and Dave's been
Kind
on.
of dope.
No, we're not dope at all. We just had those like 3 shows and
Are
everything.
they like making you free merch at least?
No, not at all. And so like we're trying.
merch plug.
We're trying. He tried really hard to like get Zuckerberg to take it down, and they just like are like, yeah, we'll look into it, and they won't do it for a year.
We'll totally look into it.
Yeah,
That sucks.
and there's almost like I think it's close to like 10,000 likes on it and everything. Like that's just all gone now
That sucks.
because it's some.
really
Yeah, they all just decided to bail. Jump ship.
Anyways, Facebook sucks. We can all agree on
Are
that.
they good shirts at least? Did you order any? Have you like tried them on?
Any what?
You said
From
it's-
Thailand?
Yeah.
No, the shipping on that's insane.
Because of the shipping.
They don't have my size. Nobody in Thailand is my size. Maybe the same height. That's about it.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't wear a youth large T-shirts. Anyways.
All right, so
A man large.
Luma Grove. You guys at some point you guys had stopped playing together.
So Ryan Tinney continued the project. He moved out to Boulder, Colorado,
Yeah.
and I'm not
He
sure.
was our drummer for a while too.
Yeah, he played for Lucky
for
Costello
2
Oh,
months.
okay.
And then he was like, I'm out. I'm going to Colorado. But
Yeah. Was that the end of you playing with Lucky Costello after
No,
that?
no,
You guys
with-
still played? Who'd you have a drummer as a drummer
Jeremiah Bacalor.
after? That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I knew him from high school from cross country, and he plays drums. Metal drummer.
Yeah. So after that, I kind of took a hiatus from music, and then when I came back from Central America, I was really inspired and put out another self-produced project, and it was called Trail Diver.
okay.
And that was the first Trail Diver album. I really got into listening to music from around the world, and I sampled music from everywhere. It was so cool. I sampled music from like a Mapuche tribe, which is a tribe in Argentina, Bolivia region, in South America. One song has like some African samples in it as well too, and like kind of from all over the world. And it was like a down-tempo trip hop album. And
Is that on Spotify or anything?
It's on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, okay.
And it was cool because the process of putting the music together was through Ableton. And what I would do is I would line loops and have things go down, and I would live record these going down these tracks and kind of mixing everything. I was really inspired by like the Spangle op process of like mixed board DJing.
Yeah.
And I put this album together, and I didn't know what to call it. And it's funny because out of the musical process, I decided to call it Trail Diver, because what I was doing essentially was I was diving down my launch pad, and like every single time I'd click on a new loop, it would sound like kind of the same thing, where I was constantly trying to create like a vibe or like a world or an atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So these songs are very like progressive. It's not like a constant jam. They're constantly changing.
Okay.
And it is like kind of creating an adventure. The songs are like 7 to 9 minutes long, and it's just like groove after groove after groove. So yeah, that's how like the name Trail Diver kind of started sticking around, and I just always thought it was like an interesting.
That's a dope name. I love it.
Yeah.
So you got in production. You got into the production side really before you became a player.
Dude, I got in the production side when I was in high school. I used to have a program called Cool Edit Pro.
Oh, dude, you're the only person that knows about that. That's what I would use to get rid of lyrics out of stuff.
There you go.
It was the first function that you could do to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I used Cool Edit Pro 2.0 though. Right?
Yeah, it was a 2.0, exactly.
Yeah.
So I used to use Cool Edit Pro and Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
I'd
Fruity
make
Loops
all
for
my
sure.
drums on Fruity Loops. I'd bring it in until I got a electronic drum set.
Yeah.
And I started playing all the drums and stuff. And yeah, I used to bring in a mix, like a hybridization of MIDI and audio. So I'd play guitar and bass, and I have these old songs on this old desktop computer that I've never exported.
I know.
From like when I was 16 years old.
Yeah. I've got the same thing, all those like songs on a computer, and they're just gone forever.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. I was making like just tracks every single fucking
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
And they were awful.
Yeah.
They were so bad because I started around that time, like 9th grade.
Mhm.
That's when I started doing Fruity Loops, and they were just so bad.
You know who my biggest influence was in high school, and to this day is still kind of my biggest musical influence? In the Gorillaz.
The Gorillaz
I
are
love the
great.
Gorillaz,
man.
And the reason I'm going to say the Gorillaz is because they have their original album. If you listen to the album, every song sounds completely different.
They do.
It's literally like a change of genre, change of pace, but somehow they made it work where it kind of has like that same feel to it, and it like the whole album from start to finish has like that. You can listen to it very storyboard-esque or whatever. And then, they've constantly changed their style with everything they've done. And it's funny how, like, so far ahead they are. It turns out that Damon Albarn recently, of the Gorillaz, put out a track with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, of course. You mean, like, where else do you go from there if you're
I
fucking
know.
English
I was like, I
royalty?
thought that was so cool,
You also
man.
put out a track with George Benson.
He's done one with
recently.
Flea. He was in a band called The Queen and I, or I think that project was The Rocket and the Moon or something. He did an album with Flea.
No shit.
He's produced so much stuff. He was in
Yeah,
Blur.
Yeah,
Blur,
of course. That's how
I
he got all
mean-
his money to do Gorillaz.
God damn,
So
dude.
I'm curious. So, like, producers in a similar way have to find like the similar way that most musicians have to do. You find like a thing that makes you, right? Like you find a sound. You find that a lot of musicians, like you hear guitar players, you hear singers that they have like a certain sound where you're just like, oh man, that's them.
Mm-hmm.
Do producers have a similar thing?
I don't know if they have a similar thing, but something I feel like I thrive on is like a sense of comedy.
Okay.
Kind of like my live shows, like I always try to have like some sort of wackiness or goofiness. I've always aligned to that. In making sounds and like tones and stuff, I'll hear something and just be like, man, this is so outrageous. And out of that usually comes inspiration for wanting to build a track, and little bit by little bit it becomes something.
Right.
I know that sounds really weird, but like it's almost like fun has been like the driving tool to like producing stuff.
That's
like,
what it should be. Like
Right.
writing music should be fun.
right.
You know?
So it's like hearing a tone where you're just like whoa, what is this? Or like writing a composition, and you're just like, man, this is kind of wacky, and like putting it together, it's like a fun challenge. And when it works, you're like, man, I can't believe that worked.
Right, right. So that is another aspect about what you do that's kind of unique. Or I think maybe you're seeing it more now with a lot of people, but I think that you were kind of onto this wave of like bringing your personality into the music.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And it's and I used to when you guys were doing all those videos, that shit was cracking me up, bro.
That.
First off, the videos were just well done, and the ideas are really
Appreciate it.
smart.
Yeah, and I'm still, slowly, little bit by little bit, producing videos, and I have a massive list of videos that I'm in the middle of producing right now that, will slowly be coming out. So
what do you think is just even outside of your own endeavor, what do you think the importance of artists doing that now is in the age of social media?
So social media is super important because when we were doing the Luma Grove stuff back in 2011, 2012, promoting for a show like through Facebook like was kind of effective, but people were still kind of talking about things. You were still kind of reaching out to people about things, printing a poster, putting a poster.
We were handing out flyers.
Handing out flyers, especially after shows. Dude, imagine the hours we used to spend handing out flyers.
We used to hang out outside of Freebird Live and wait until like. Okay,
please come to our after party.
Yeah, we'd just be like, no, we would have flyers for our show, right?
Oh yeah, even outside of the after party
and
the week of.
We would just know that there was gonna be a ton of people right here, and there's only one exit, so we're like, take a flyer, take a flyer, take a flyer, but.
That's what you got to do at first.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
But social media helps now, and I think it's really important with anything, right? I think it's important, like, when I view something, I always enjoy the intention behind things. I feel like intention drives personality, drives brand, drives this, drives that. And I think if you're really clear with, like, what you're doing and you have not like overconfidence, but if you like what it is that you're doing and you can show people that you like what it is that you're doing, I think people will give it a chance.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think having the ability to do so is what social media is good for, is having that like openness and honesty with people where it's like, man, like I think this is going to be a great time. Like I really think it'll be a great time, so let me put some effort into showing you how great of a time it will be.
Totally.
We did this 1904 UFO party with Trail Diver, and we made these like 3 goofy videos.
Yeah,
I dressed up in a gold spaceman suit and talked an alien, and we had this green screen, and it was so poorly done, and we were fucking hammered filming this entire thing. We partied through this thing, and there's like these like background scenes of me falling on this wheelchair as an alien that are just like subtly there, and we just put so much time. Kyle put in so much time editing these videos, and those intentions kind of are portrayed. Like when you see something, no matter how low budget or how silly or stupid something is, intention is a big driving aspect of it.
Totally, man. Totally. We just
putting love into things.
We just released this video a few weeks ago where it was like literally Billy and I just like arguing in the studio.
Oh yeah,
about
yeah.
And it's just like
that was the best thing we ever come up with.
Yeah,
but
without a doubt.
It's so true to what you guys are.
Yeah.
To everything. It's
exactly.
Like you talking shit about his fucking no fear tattoo.
He
and
fucking
you
started
shit
it.
About him. Like,
yeah.
He always fucking
it's
starts
legendary.
It. Yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking hilarious.
But it's great, and I think that's, that stuff shouldn't be. People like to see that. I like
people
to
like
see
to
that.
see it. It also, I think nowadays where because of the way that music it's so easily accessible, there's so much out there, and I think that if you want people to listen to your shit nowadays, you have to kind of give them a little bit of extra to buy into it, Right. And it's like giving them that behind the scenes and that kind of insight makes them buy in a little bit more than just like, hey, here's our music, we hope you like it. It's like, well, why should I listen to you? There's literally millions of other bands out there.
It's so crazy because then there's the antithesis of social media where you have these people who just put out like a track, and somehow this track on Spotify gets picked up and has like so much like popularity, and then all of a sudden they make these like massive tours out of this single track, and you're like, man, like there's no right or wrong way to play the game.
Right.
There's no game. I think it's like if you remove the fact that you're playing a game and you're making music and you hope people like what they hear, and then from there kind of build whatever it is that you enjoy, I feel like maybe that'll be it. But I mean, I don't fucking know because I'm not doing that, or I'm not putting out a lot of content, or but I feel like just that honesty is important with yourself too, right?
Yeah,
honesty
totally.
with people and honesty with yourself.
It translates, man. I think people really feel that, and they can sense the dishonesty too. That translates in the music and your persona on stage.
Unless
or
your
social
persona
media.
is to be like a dick and be dishonest and just say weird shit and blast all sorts of, profanity and weird stuff online. Some people dig that too. It's like it depends on what
That's
you're trying to
true.
put out.
Yeah.
Anybody
true.
can be famous.
Yeah.
Like
Anyone can be famous.
if they try hard enough, or never try. It's very weird. I don't
Click
really
on my
understand-
OnlyFans account. P.S. I also make music. Song
Yeah.
has like 400 million.
Yeah.
Listens to. You're like, what?
That's somebody was telling me. A friend of mine was telling me about that recently.
Whatever.
They were like, "You should really start like an OnlyFans," and I was like,
Bro.
that's a fucking porn thing." And she was like, "Not anymore. It's not."
Really?
If this video gets enough likes and comments, Billy gets his tattoo, starts an OnlyFans, shows off the tattoo.
Yeah.
Dude, we're talking about
I'll
like
fucking spread my cheeks to get on some fucking Bonnaroo's fucking list. If that's what it comes down to, man. I was gonna say though, that was my suggestion that we should do when we were talking about like where should we put this money into marketing. I'm like, bro, like all these fucking Instagram models, that they do that. They'll be like, if they'll give you a listen, like if you give us $5,000, we'll support your business and make a video with you, and they're just wearing bikinis and everything like that, or nothing. And fucking, why aren't we fucking making porn stars promote our shit?
Was it Rammstein who made like a porno music video?
Did they really?
God, that is way too far.
That makes sense. I could see them
Who the fuck
doing
wants
that.
to do that at the same
In
time?
Europe though.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, because they're.
See how he changes.
That's just like a
Yeah.
normal thing for them, like every single day.
Oh yes, it's on Pontenhaus, and we've seen this like 200 times, but it has music in it, so it's going to be so good. Like, yeah, man.
No,
Fucking
I think
Rammstein.
yeah, they're ridiculous.
Du
I
hast.
don't really understand the.
Yeah, Two Hostages is a classic.
Yeah.
What I think is so crazy a lot of the times is because like Rammstein is like this huge fucking metal band, almost like a Metalocalypse. You know what I mean?
And headlining big festivals.
But
Yeah.
I've never like met anybody who loves them. You know?
I have friends back home who love them.
Really?
Right, I'm sure
Oh
they
yeah.
are.
Outside of like Du Hast, like generally like cult classics, like
No,
all
you're
the
right. It was
Russian-
really, it's very surface level, yeah, but still.
But I'm just trying to say that's what's so crazy to me is how like there are really 8 billion fucking people on this planet. There's enough fans to go around for all these genres.
Totally.
Like you go to certain parts of fucking Florida and it's just like I don't know any of these fucking country stars, but like they fucking sell out stadiums.
Well, you think about like,
I've never heard their song
Bro,
before, but
there-
everybody
there's-
else is like, "Yep, we've heard it before."
well, yeah, you think about like, so you remember that band, the Scorpions? They did "Rock You Like a Hurricane,"
Oh,
all
yeah.
that stuff. So that song was big in the U.S., but apparently they have
Are
another
you talking
song.
about the Sebastian Bach from Trailer Park Boys.
No, wait, was he in Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, did you ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, watch Trailer Park Boys.
He's the one that helps him with the fucking train in like the very end.
With the train.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah, with the whatever.
Either way,
No, tell me.
They get a train to transport a bunch of weed for a bunch of cigarettes over the Canadian to Main Line.
Yeah.
And Sebastian Bach is there at a train convention because he's super into trains, and he just becomes a huge character. In
I
it.
vaguely remember this.
So okay, so yeah, it's probably the same guy.
Yeah, it is the same guy.
So anyways, they had a bigger song than that,
Yeah.
that called "Winds of Change." That was
Okay.
apparently like, I mean, huge all around the world, but in America, no one really knows about it. Yeah.
Fuck Winds of Change. is what
Yeah,
everyone says here.
exactly. So it's just wild. Even like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there was music that's like, just because it wasn't popular or known here doesn't mean that doesn't have like a huge following elsewhere.
Asia, dude. Like, think about that. Think about
All the
the
K-pop
community,
stuff.
or just the back and forth where we'll pick up things that isn't popular there, and vice versa as
Exactly.
well too. Just you never know your market.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blues bands based out of South Florida that are like playing bars around town because that's just what we'll have them here. But like they'll go to the UK, they'll go to Europe and play huge festivals and make tons of money
insane.
because in Europe they fucking love the blues. It's like an American novelty to them.
Really?
So,
Oh, we love this silly little American music.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like-
Exactly.
It's like, what?
Exactly.
My soul was poured into this, you stupid idiot.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, it's crazy. So at what point did you decide that you wanted to take Trail Diver from like a solo thing to creating like a band with it, or was that always the intention?
Kyle. I met Kyle and Jared, Jared is the milkman.
Yeah.
And for anyone who has no idea what that means, if you watch our videos, and silly things. He would come out and do milk solos. This kid would dress up as a milkman, throw a mustache on, chug milk. I mean, it just it was rad.
Like during a song, or like just that he would get his
Whenever.
own?
I don't know.
All right.
There's no context to
reason.
any of this. It was just kind of all a shit show in the best way possible. But Kyle and Jared lived together at the beach, and I met them through this kid Tom who had reached out to me. I had come back from Central America and wasn't. I recently graduated, didn't have a job, was working doing landscaping and bullshit. And this kid reached out to me and says, "Hey, do you want to play cover gigs with us? Make some cash." Which back then I was an idiot. I didn't realize cover gigs meant no money whatsoever. But
What?
just kidding, dude.
Oh.
It was like low paying gig. It was like playing at Wine Bar in Jacksonville Beach
Oh,
and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, I said, yeah, absolutely. And with playing with him, I met Kyle, who played guitar. And I also met Henderson Oliveras. Henderson now, he plays with LPT every once in a while, is, dude, a legendary percussionist. He was in Trail Diver for a while, and he was recorded in our self-titled first album that we did as a band, where we had Jamal play drums on that, Sean Thomas played bass and sung. Yeah, and we had Kyle on guitar.
That was a good album. I like
Thank
that.
you, man. And yeah, that was with these guys. And I met Kyle, and he kind of re-sparked my interest in wanting to make this hybridization of electronic stuff with like a full band. It's always been my goal, even with Lima Grove. I've always wanted to do this hybridization of production and full band and you know, just make like a super band. Yeah. And those musicians were rad. I met Sean and Jamal through Herda Watts. Henderson was playing with Kyle, and I met Kyle, and yeah, we made that first album. We produced it in Kyle's house, actually, at the beach. You came in and you recorded some
2
stuff.
songs.
We didn't end up releasing that song. There's a few songs that we
That was on the Prodigy that I had.
That was on the Prodigy.
Yeah.
I love that
I
synthesizer,
wanna
man. I'm
hear
so
that,
jealous of that.
That had to be at least like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
At least.
At
Do
least.
you still got that saved somewhere?
I'm sure we do.
You gotta send it to me so
Absolutely.
I can hear it. I
We'll-
wanna see if I
yeah,
got
we'll
any
rehash
better
that.
or worse.
But yeah, so Trail Diver kind of came through there, and then little bit by little bit, it became a different entity. We took that trip. We were playing together. I took a trip out west, came back, and it kind of just developed into a rock band based on who we started having in the band, and we ditched all the production stuff and just became like a band, and it became a party band, and
Yeah.
that's what Trail Diver was. Yeah, for a hot minute.
Is that the direction that you felt you wanted to take it, or was that just what ended up happening based on who was in the band?
It was based on just listening to the project and knowing like what it should have been.
Right.
Like, it's hard. I definitely have a fault sometimes when I want to put a certain sound on something. I think everyone does when you kind of have a direction of what you want to
Sure.
do and hearing how things should
Can
sound.
you pass me the Jim Beam, please?
Oh,
Jesus Christ. I
yeah.
was trying not to interrupt Max, but he wasn't picking up on the cue. Anyways.
But yeah, man, that's like the hard thing. Like, I'm sure sometimes this guy wants to play fucking trance music all day, and you're like, dude, this
Just
isn't
over
a trance
everything.
song.
Like, it's a fucking blues tune.
Yeah.
This guy just wants 170 BPM.
But
Just
I
fucking.
finally fucking got an outlet for it, dude. Gonna fucking play fucking Greenhouse Lounge. I get to do that whenever I feel like it.
Cool.
But yeah, man,
Good riddance.
I think listening to a
joking.
project
Are you
is
saying goodbye to
important.
me?
I was joking.
But yeah, listening to a project is important.
Yeah.
Listening to like what a song needs or the musicians that you have involved is important. And being like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't push this and just let what it is be what it is.
It's a different level of humility I feel like you have to get to. You know, like there's a
Yeah.
lot of like a band, like a new band probably wouldn't have that level of like awareness.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was from all of us playing. We busked for a little bit as well too. We played music out in the streets in like Humboldt and other places, and just kind of felt the vibes of what was fun, and we were good at making a party. That's the truth.
And-
Party band for sure.
And when did Steve and Aaron come into the picture?
Aaron came first, so Jamal plays with everyone.
Yeah.
Jamal, you are a musical slut.
Yeah.
I just want you to know this. And yeah, so we decided, we needed a drummer. We sifted through a few drummers, and eventually I reached out to Aaron, and Aaron played a gig with us, and I was like, hey man, whenever you have free, we'll make Trail Diver shows. So Trail Diver was really like when we had free time, when everyone was available. Then we had Steven. We had all sorts of different bass guitars. I feel like the bass was like the hardest instrument for us to fulfill for some reason. But I knew Steve from back in the day as well too, from when I went to UNF and from when he was in sport, and even prior to that, just from the music scene, from the heady music scene, from psychedelics and all the bad stuff, and eventually, I reached out to him and he came and played one show with us, and we all looked at each other and we were like, oh, this is the shit.
Yeah, Steve's great, man.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to play with too.
Yeah. Steve's doing Greenhouse now.
Yeah,
he's playing guitar, dude. He fucking shreds.
Yeah,
He's
Steve is
amazing.
so funny.
Yeah,
This is a shout out to you, Steve.
he
You
was on the podcast a few months
piece
ago.
of shit. But he's playing bass. I know he always would rather play guitar. He shreds the guitar, but
he's
we
great
needed
at
a bass
guitar.
man. So for a while there, towards the end, we had Kyle and Steve switching off on bass and guitar.
Oh, nice.
So we'd have
That's what I was gonna. Kyle actually does play something,
Kyle plays bass very well. Kyle's
but he's
an amazing musician.
but he's also the milkman, and just doesn't-
No, that's Jared.
I'm so sorry. I got the
Yeah.
names
Kyle's
mixed
a guitarist of Trail Diver.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah.
play often enough, but he shreds. And
But-
he composes very well,
but-
too, man.
but Jared doesn't play anything.
Jared plays the milk jug.
Plays the milk
the beer
jug, bro.
jug.
All right, just making sure I got it all together. I was because I was like, good lord, how many people is in that band then, or was in that band? I don't know what to say.
So at one point, I think we were 7 or 8 of us.
Oof,
Wow.
that's a lot.
So that's
man.
what became very hard.
Yeah.
So traveling around with that many people became very difficult, and it became overwhelming putting together shows. So the last great thing that we were supposed to do that unfortunately the weather did not permit that day is we had an Allman Brothers Band tribute where we included Henderson on percussion and Ben Strock as secondary guitar. And we were going to do this big blowout headline set at the amphitheater at the beaches, the outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah.
We're going to headline this
Pavilion.
festival and do this Allman Brothers Band thing, and weather was awful that day, so we ended up kind of having a party and playing it somewhere else instead.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there were times that I'd put together these events, and it was tough, man. It was like having a bunch of kids around at all times, and it's tough. It kind of like burnt me out a little bit. Just having that many musicians in a project was tough.
It's like herding cats,
'Cause
man.
I was managing. I was putting a lot of that stuff together. It was a bigger project than I thought it was going to be. I think it would have been better if someone would have managed the project, and we've tried having managers, and everyone fell through the wayside. I mean, we were pretty unmanageable.
Well, I mean, I think it's hard to find people that are going to they're going to take your project as seriously as you want to take it, you know. So a lot of times I feel like managers and agents can fall short if especially if you don't have all the tools that they need to do their job properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a hard hard thing.
Our
to,
balance was we've always just wanted to do our thing. Like, we've played so many events outside of the music industry, and that's like something that one of the reasons why I got burnt out from it and have decided to do what I do now is I've got tired of like trying to play like or trying to be part of like the heady festival scene and that sort of thing. I have been enjoying, for example, every year, I don't know if you guys know this, I play a surf competition that Justin Quintal holds. And he's a good friend of mine, and he holds this longboard competition every year. He didn't hold it last year because of COVID, and he might have to postpone this year. I'm not sure. And we play like surf contests. We've done some Vans surf events as well too. We've done things like that, and I've always enjoyed those. Like, that to me kind of aligns more with the culture that I enjoy. Like, I've honestly been playing less music recently because I've been surfing and fishing and doing everything but playing music, and that's how I find my inspiration and be like, all right, like, I've had outdoor stuff, I'm inspired again, let me go back and start writing music and wanting to play again.
Right.
It's hard to play music when you're uninspired.
Yes.
And when it becomes like laborious and you're doing it over and over again, sometimes you're like trying to find the golden ticket as to like why you're even doing it. Sometimes you're like, man, I'm going through the motions, I know these songs by heart, it's like I have to fulfill these 3 hours playing this bar gig. It's draining sometimes, man. I just don't have that drive anymore. I think I've just had it burnt out for me after just trying to do stuff for so long that I just enjoy writing stuff instead, and
of course,
and playing bigger shows when I can. And I've got some fun projects in the works. I have and I'm playing with Ben Strock, and we play a lot less. Like, we play bigger shows and we just do it way less.
Right. Speaking of, so that was kind of like a good segue into Widgeon, right? Is how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Widgeon formerly the Ben Strock and the Full Electric.
Yep.
So
Why is it called Widgeon?
yeah,
What does that mean?
Widgeon's a duck.
No, it's not. Is that a real duck?
I swear to God, it's like the
Oh,
most
okay.
beautiful duck ever.
so
Okay.
it was. Is there like
It's
a
an
deeper,
American duck.
Is there like a deeper meaning?
I
Is,
Why is it
swear.
called like a? I thought it
is
was
there a
like
deeper
white
meaning? Is there like
pigeon.
something that represents?
It represents a bird, and I hate all birds.
We know, Bill. We get
Yeah.
it.
I mean, Widgeon's like the spirit of like an American beast, dude. Widgeon's a beautiful duck, and
Why not just call the band Bald Eagle then?
we could call our band Bald Eagle, but that sounds pretty lame.
yeah.
I love the name. It's
You know,
awesome.
it's hard finding a good band name, and I kind of like the mystery cultness of it. Like, I enjoy cult projects, the Fish, stuff like that. I like the cultiness of it. I like
feel
the
you.
cultiness of the word, and also just, aside from it, it's also an aircraft. There's so many meanings to it, but all of the meanings kind of go back to the fact that Widgeon is something that takes flight. And I feel like the conglomeration between us four, me, Ben Strock, Brandon Howell, formerly of Custard Pie, now plays with Firewater, and Aaron Webb from the same thing. When we play together, man, I swear it is the only project I've ever played with together that I do not care about the crowd or the audience.
Yeah.
We play together sometimes, and it feels like they're not there at all, and it's just four of us on stage having fun. And that's what I'm after, man, is having fun.
Yeah.
And when we have a project that we can do that, there's no pressure. We don't have to party. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do that. Like, it's literally just about the music. And we get into some spots sometimes where we all look at each other and we're like, this moment will never happen again. But it was such a cool, crazy moment. And that's what we enjoy about it. Ben Strock is a phenomenal guitarist, and I've converted him through synthesis to go the digital route now.
Hey.
His
Yeah,
rig
he's
is now
big
all
on it
digital.
now.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
He's digital now, and his rig sounds sick.
Duh.
Unlimited sustain.
Yeah, of course.
We can get into that in a second. We'll put that on pause. I know Anton's probably frothing out the mouth to go over guitar rigs.
Yeah.
I got you, Ben. I know a thing or two. Brandon, him and I. So I do this show at T-Dubs every other Thursday.
Right.
So not this week. Next Thursday being, I think, the
Where's T-Dubs? What is
11th.
that?
So T-Dubs is a male clothing store in Atlantic Beach, but behind is a hidden bar. It's a speakeasy.
What?
And I've been hosting music there every other Thursday, and I bring a different project.
You're not
I brought Chris Underdahl, for example,
Yeah.
to jam with this kid Lee, who's this awesome guitarist, just moved to Nashville. The kid's 19 years old and shreds
Nice.
guitar. I had Aaron Plotz with Brandon Howell playing together as well too. I do my solo set often. I brought Brandon Howell this last one, and we did a DJ drum project, kind of like in vein of
Cool.
Luma Grove, but we did
Yeah.
live looping.
Oh, nice.
And we did kind of, it sounded like New Deal-esque, where we did a
Yeah.
lot of trancey stuff between the both of us.
I love that shit.
So we did stuff like that.
You do it every other Thursday, you said?
Every other Thursday.
But so
and
not
it's always a
this-
different combination.
not-
I'm actually bringing Widgeon to the next one.
Hell
not-
yeah.
Okay, so this will come out on Friday, so after...
So if it doesn't come out till this Friday,
Yeah, yeah.
it'll be this next Thursday.
Yeah!
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Great, I want to go to that.
Yeah, for
man.
sure.
And
What
you
time
guys,
do you do it at?
if you guys ever want to come and jam with me, we should put something
Oh,
together
I'd love to,
between
man. Yeah,
like
me too,
you know
man.
us
I'll-
three and find.
You literally have my fucking keyboard set up, so
yeah,
it'd be pretty
I mean,
easy.
that'd be so much fun though, man.
What time do you do it at?
10 to 12. It's
Fuck
a 2-hour
yes.
set.
That sounds great.
I'm super interested in the live looping thing. That's literally my favorite thing to do. Is just to like jam
Yeah.
with like a live
He'll
loop.
be,
kind
he'll
of
be
I've
top
been doing
DJ
it-
one day.
I've been doing it out through Ableton. So I apply all my years of using Ableton, and I do a lot of like mixing, mastering, like actually like I make a production by the end of the live looping, and that's what I did with Brandon and stuff. But that's like my intention. I feel like when I try to do live looping is, again, going back to that first conversation, atmosphere and making like a cool track. And sometimes
Yeah.
I'll save it and use it as inspiration. I'm like, man, I'm gonna take notes on this. I don't know how this happened, but
So last year, sorry, it was about 2 years ago now. Wow, time flies. I used to run this jam over at it used to be Nighthawks, now it's Archetype.
Yeah.
Shout out to Connor.
yeah, I came and jammed with you one time.
That's right. Yeah. So there's this one weekend where this band Tweed was in town from Philadelphia.
Killer.
Yeah, they were great, man. And the drummer had his Ableton set up with him. And he was like, hey, man, would you be cool if I set my stuff up and we just, like, jammed? I was like, bro, I would love it if you did that. So he set it up. He set up his kit. Then he was running the Ableton while he was playing drums.
So cool.
And we did the looping thing. And I just literally sat there and just got to play, like, these little, like, dancey guitar lines and just 2 or 3 notes and just let that ride for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time before I switched it up. And it
Yeah.
was so much fun just to get into that headspace and literally just on the spot create like these like, you know, these dance tracks.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's a
Intricate movements on Ableton, and having that ability is so cool, man. It's so different from what we used to be able to do. I mean, you know, technology really is pushing music to such a sick level.
I
now,
know,
man.
it's
It's
amazing.
unbelievable.
That's why when people say dumb shit like there's no good music being created nowadays, like you're a fucking idiot.
FKJ's new live stuff he put out, I think, 4 or 5 months ago is insane. And on it, he, it's cool, man, because, you know, he goes through all the instruments and does a lot of that live looping. But I was watching this last night, and he had Tom Misch. You know Tom Misch?
I don't think so.
I think you'd like his guitar playing. Very clean, like cool.
Wait, does he play with Krombin or no?
No. That guy's awesome.
He's
too.
great too,
I
yeah.
still
But,
haven't listened to them.
There's
Yeah.
this really cool track of him doing this live stuff, but he's like live looping him, and it sounds similar. But you should check it out. That's kind of like pushing the forefront of that, where it's like there are people who are doing just that,
Right.
as opposed to like, you know, doing it every once in a while. People are like putting their heart and soul into making this
Sure.
stuff happen, and the stuff that people are making is, dude, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing. It makes you think like, what is music? What is a song?
It's
It's not a verse and a chorus, because there's a
That's
song that's
definitely
30
true, yeah.
seconds long that's just like a sick groove. There's no movement
That's-
to it at all.
I've been thinking about that a
That's
lot
true.
Brian
lately.
Eno makes songs, but they're just atmospheric tracks. There's
Yeah.
no rhythmic like context at all.
yeah, that late David Bowie stuff is garbage.
Well, you know, I
But
agree.
teach their own.
I agree.
I've thought about this a lot lately and like where music is heading to, especially now, like going back to the content stuff that we talk about,
Yeah.
and we're watching like, you know, like videos, like literally entertainment now for the next generation is just 1 minute 30-second video clips, you know, on TikTok.
Seriously.
And it's like music, I feel like at some point is just gonna be like emulating cell phone ringtones and just creating vibes for like 15, 20 seconds, and
gonna
like
be
that'll
like-
be a pop tune. It'll be a 20-second like cell phone ringtone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be Peter Griffin shouting out all of the capitals of all the states
Yeah.
in less than a second. Just
Yeah.
oh, that was fucking.
Oh,
Yeah. So you start thinking, it's like, okay, well, how do we work that kind of shit into the music?
play it
you know what I mean?
again.
I don't
Yeah.
I think it's great that you can consume entertainment so quickly with all those TikToks and stuff like that. Now I love it, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna go away with a longer like,
Albums are dying. Singles are becoming more prominent.
Yeah,
And we're
they
going
are.
through playlists where we're not just like listening to a single artist anymore. We're blasting through tons of artists.
Yeah.
every
Shit that I
single
can't
day.
even keep track of anymore. It's like
Yeah.
I'll hear a tune, I'm like, oh man, I love this band. I'm gonna check them out, and like by the next day, it's like I might remember the song, but I'll
Yeah.
forget who wrote the song.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's wild how that happens
that is
now.
true, but I mean, like the way it's still all entertainment, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like fucking people have stopped watching football and baseball and everything
No,
like
no,
that.
it's-
How fucking long is
Sure.
one of those games? 3
Sure.
hours.
Sure.
And then even to top that, like if you don't like sports, like fucking they drop fucking a new season of Stranger Things. That's like 10 hours, and people just sit there and just watch it the whole fucking time.
No, that's true. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's just
Yeah.
but it's an avenue that it could go down. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. is what
Here's
I'm
the
saying. I
thing.
disagree.
We're never going to have an absolute answer, because until something happens, we won't know.
Yeah,
All we have is
exactly.
hindsight bias, looking at it afterwards and be like, of course it went that route.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't know,
Exactly.
But I
man.
mean,
It's tough.
but like the radio, that's how it was too. It was all
The
singles.
only,
Yeah.
the only
Nobody
for
was playing an album.
yeah.
But music went from being like these long classical compositions to like these 3-minute things that could fit on wax.
Oh, you mean
know what I
like
mean?
are you talking like classical music versus that?
Yeah, and
Because
that,
Mozart didn't write any sonatas.
I'm just saying that like
Does he listen to Mozart?
I don't know that. I don't know
doesn't
get
know
the
He doesn't even
reference.
listen to
He doesn't know how
Mozart.
to spell Mozart.
Yeah.
dude.
It's Mossart.
Yeah,
Mossart.
No, I'm pretty sure.
It's French Mozart.
Mossart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds Italian.
Mozzarella.
Ooh.
Italiano.
I think it's Italian, yeah.
It's Italian.
No, but my point being though is, but it's not that classical music went away as a whole, right? It's just that we had another avenue, and it became pop music, where it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, and now that's a thing.
Hit me,
So I'm just
baby,
saying
one more
that I feel like
time.
there'll be this new thing of music that exists in the same way
That'll
that we
be
can
a minute long.
Yeah, exactly. It would just be like another avenue to explore. It's like, okay, well, you can write these 30-second jingles
Until they
which
can
they
make
already
ecstasy
have.
that only lasts a minute long.
Nobody.
Ooh, that would be.
What kind of
if it was
psychopath
like
listens to
super
fucking-
intense, like
For
crack
a
was the
minute?
coke, I'd be into it.
What kind of
It's
person
like a minute
listens
long
to-
Yeah.
versus like a 9 hour.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't care if the song keeps playing. I don't want to stop.
yeah, exactly.
Well, then,
Yeah.
and then my other point would be like, okay, so what, like just shows, people's shows with all those songs would be 1 minute long.
No, well, they
minute.
probably
1
wouldn't do
minute's
shows.
long, baby. That
Sorry.
song
They,
is
pro-
1
they
minute.
probably wouldn't do shows. They might just be.
So you think live shows are going away too?
No, man. I'm saying that it's going to exist alongside with. It'll be another.
I think our attention span's definitely going down, and
Yeah.
things are happening quicker and quicker. That's
a-
that is something
it's a-
that I can get behind.
they're not mutually exclusive though. They can exist together. It's just that there will be another avenue for that thing
I don't think so.
simultaneously.
Nah.
You don't think so?
You watch Comedy
Is
Central?
that-
Yeah.
You watch Robot Chicken?
Robot Chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's true.
How fast are those skits?
Yeah, those skits are
Yeah.
like 30 seconds long.
And say the sketch comedy stuff as well,
Yeah,
which is like
that's
the,
not
the,
sketch
the
comedy is going
iteration of
quicker.
That's
that.
not songs. That's not
But
music, right?
music is consumable media.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether however you want to call it or not, transcendental consumable media or
It's-
not.
it's-
You know what'll happen is that I agree with you. They'll write 1 minute songs and that's all there be, and then people just listen.
It's
to it
happening
3
now.
times in a row.
It's happening now.
Maybe.
There's a lot of songs that I've been listening to that I love that are like a minute 30 seconds long, and you're just like, whoa, this is so sick.
Yeah.
I will listen to this 1,000
Do
times.
you know what I listen to constantly?
Totally.
Is the lo-fi hip hop out on YouTube, where it's just that girl just studying forever and ever and
And
ever.
it's just like the
All
lo-fi
of
like
those-
Japanese hip hop
yeah,
ones
all
and this
those
and that,
songs are less than a minute long.
and
a
they're
pop.
Yeah.
amazing.
And you
great.
think, but
And
you
they're
also think
so
about.
sick.
But it's the same thing over and over and
But-
over.
but you also-
Nothing
but you-
changes.
but you
so
think
that's
about-
why that they're so short.
What's a song? It goes back down to that. It's like the same. It's a
damn.
loop. It's a movement. There's no chorus or verse.
But then you think about but then you think about how
9 feet fucking
But-
deep.
but th-
where are you at, bud?
okay, so think about how the industry rewards this system as well, because then you have like the way Spotify works, right? Is that depending on how many times this song gets played, and the rotate and how many times it goes into a rotation, that means it actually gets more visibility on those platforms. So if it's a shorter song,
Yeah.
people will listen to it more,
That's true.
and it gets more visibility, and that becomes the new
Yeah.
norm. You get me?
But what's interesting is YouTube works the different way. They go by how many minutes watched.
How many minutes watched? Yes, but
that's
it
why-
actually
that's why
no.
most videos are
Yes,
10 minutes long
you're
on
right.
YouTube.
You're right. It does
Yeah.
do that, but it also gives you less
Riddle me
visibility.
that.
If you so if you put out like a video that's like an hour long and you're only getting like 5 minutes 5 minutes of watch time on it per person, they actually make it less visible because it's not actually retaining anything. So yeah, like it works that way up into a certain point. So but it's still rewarding less people that are producing smaller less
Well,
content
here's-
basically.
I mean, we're archaic, man. I mean, people are watching Instagram reels and TikTok videos that are under a minute long, and they're just on loops and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. Recently, I put out that Instagram video of me like doing that like less than a minute jam.
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
like
cool.
a 20-second jam. That thing has a lot of views, and I think a lot of part to it is because obviously the views are individual, but people were more willing to watch something that was a lot quicker.
Yes, exactly.
Versus like putting out an entire song. Now that's part of a larger song that goes a lot longer, but having a small snippet of it helps have that view count. And I think it all comes down to it just depends what media you're streaming. Like
Yeah.
where are you watching? Where are you listening to new music, or where are you streaming content?
Yeah.
Where do you find yourself the most?
I'm not listening to new music on TikTok. I just watch that for
Sure.
giggles and stuff when I'm
Spotify
driving
is
around
where-
on my porch.
What do you listen to new music, or where do you?
Spotify, without
Spotify?
a doubt. My favorite
same.
thing ever is to be like put on a fucking album that I love, and then just wait for Spotify to be like, well, if you like this, here we go.
Yeah,
Well,
That's my
exactly.
favorite thing on an hour drive.
Or
There you
discover
go.
weekly
There
playlists
you
or
go.
something.
Yeah, that's
you know?
another thing. Or playlist made for me or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, I kind of agree with you, because if you can make a song 1 minute long and it sounds like a fucking full song at 1 minute, you're a fucking genius.
Yeah, and it'll happen. Like that'll.
There are a
happen.
lot of songs like that, man.
Yeah.
Well,
that
what's-
I've been listening to like constantly, and I'm a sucker for it. I'm like, dude, I'll listen to this over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
I can't hit. I'm over the shuffle button. Let me just loop this thing.
Yeah, well, it's and I think that there's something you said about embracing a new art form. Like writing
Sure.
music like that, like
It's like the Ableton rig, man.
the what?
It's like the Ableton rig.
Yeah.
Like a fucking loop that sounds good, and jam on that for 2 minutes. You were listening to your own loop for 2-3 minutes. Like, fuck, dude. Why do we like repetition, and like what what is a song, what is music, what's a movement. Like if something, it's like if a vibe is there, like you don't have
Roll
to
with
change it.
Yeah.
You there, baby.
Yeah.
Where you going, girl? You there?
That's what I'm thinking too. But yeah, but if you're imagine, well, I was gonna say two things. Like the Sex Pistols, every one of their songs is 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most punk music is not very long at all. There's not a lot there. But they got a lot of things to say.
Except for
different
pop
topics.
punk.
Yeah.
Fucking
pop,
anti-flag
yeah.
sellout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty long. But the other thing I was gonna say is yeah, like imagine being a fucking gigging musician and be like, yeah, we need you to play 90 minutes. We're like, okay, so that's 90 songs.
90 songs. Yeah.
That's so much music.
I don't know that those people would probably be playing gigs in that way though. There's a lot of
okay.
SoundCloud artists.
Here's
that
here's
just
the
do that.
difference, though, man. There is such a big difference, and this is, I think, something that's being lost in translation between great produced music and a live performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are two different bands.
Exactly.
That would be it then. That's a great fucking idea for all bands for like the future and everything would be, okay, how long is
Here
your
it is,
song?
folks.
50 minutes. Not 50 minutes. That'd be crazy, 50-minute song. But a 5-minute song or 3-minute song.
Yeah.
Fucking make that song 1 minute and have the fucking, not a radio edit anymore, a fucking TikTok edit of a song.
Yeah, that's what's happening now.
I've
We just
never
did
seen
that.
it.
We just put out a 20-second clip of one of our songs to put on Instagram and TikTok.
And the whole song, every little like motion of it is in there.
No, it's
not.
not that.
In fact, what he's saying is that we started the song 30 seconds in, and then we stopped.
I
it
did
30
that.
Seconds
I
later.
did that with
That's what you
my
did, right?
disco song. There's like this disco banger video where I'm like playing guitar and stuff like
Sure.
that, and that song was condensed within a minute.
But that's just a clip, though.
But that is the entire song rearranged to fit within the minute.
That's what you're saying.
That's the way
yeah.
of the future. That's the way we need to start doing stuff.
Okay.
So fucking start writing shorter songs.
Oh, you're talking.
Yeah, I'm
Tell
about
me,
to say.
this fucking guy, bro.
Trance.
just
The
wait.
build-up starts at minute 7.
Yeah.
This isn't
I'm
Techno
dabbing.
Beam though. Oh, when that drops, in
Yeah.
Techno Beam, the new deal.
Yeah.
Oh goddamn! I'll wait 9 minutes for that drop.
But and for those who for all of you, because no one's heard the album yet, the longest song on our new album is 9.5 minutes, and it's Billy's tune.
And it's a fucking.
It's a banger.
Banger.
It's a banger. It is a banger, but it's also 9.5 minutes, Mister.
At what
Right
point is
shorter
the drop?
songs.
Is it the last 30 seconds it goes off?
No, it's about halfway through.
No, yeah, he's talking about like the big build up and everything.
Oh,
not
okay.
not when we drop.
Climax.
The climax. Oh yeah, climax is like
We'll
definitely like
introduce
7
you
minutes
to
into it.
Is it like? All right.
thinks a
Is
drop-
it a 9-minute climax and then a 30-second fade out?
No,
'Cause
no,
that-
it's about 7 minutes. It's about 7 minutes
He
in.
thinks a drop
Yeah.
in electronic music means that you cut out.
No, it's
Drop-
not. I know what a drop is in electronic
Yeah,
music,
no,
bro. I do.
'cause
Yes.
You were talking about when we.
This is
dropped
the
out.
drop.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, when you
You're
drop.
right. You're right. I misunderstood for a second. I know what a drop is in electronic music,
You're
bro.
dropping it.
I've
It's the
taken ecstasy
climax.
before. I get it, bro.
It's the
I get it. Just
It's
saying.
the climax.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
the
saying.
climax.
Okay.
It's the climax, though.
Yeah, I get it.
It's at the 9-minute mark, I would say. It's probably like 8.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, like I feel like I could. I want to. That was my goal. Then I'm gonna squish that song into 1 minute and see what it sounds like.
Do it. That'd be dope.
Anton's like, please make content, you lazy bitch.
Yeah, I will say though, Billy is good at creating the content for us. He edits most of our videos for
No, I
this
do all
and
of
for the
that.
band.
I just am fucking busy as shit with my job and 2 bands and girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I love you, baby.
Maybe the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's how she fucking feels too. That I fucking see him more than I do her.
Well, you know.
Wait till we start an all keyboard band.
Yeah. Right. What do you mean?
We should.
Oh god damn it! I can't be in another band right now. Are you kidding me?
But he won't say no though. That's the
No,
thing.
I won't say no.
But you're not saying no, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just-
All right, so I want to ask you,
Yeah.
going from trail diver into the situation now with Widgeon.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your role might be different in this band, and how do you approach your role now, both musically and otherwise?
So composing for 4 people is a lot different than like writing music and hoping 8 people like find a spot to sit in sometimes. Also, being with 4 people is a lot quicker and easier. But aside from that, I just enjoy it, man. I think being in Widgeon makes it really easy to write and compose a lot of stuff. A lot of the tunes, and the reason why we changed it from Ben Struck and the Full of Electric to Widgeon was because, I wrote a lot of these tunes. In fact, this next album, so we're about to drop a single and an album, and the next album has a lot of tunes that we either wrote together or I was I wrote or Ben wrote, and we've got a lot of tunes that I put together that I'm proud of, and they all sound different from each other, but still within the same context of what the overall project is.
Totally,
right?
man.
Is that the same album that Ben was talking about when he was on here, and that you were working on?
That's the album that is. Yeah, so we're going to be
Oh.
dropping off a single soon.
Okay,
Do
so
you have a release date yet?
We have not released it yet.
I understand that you changed the band name and everything like that, but I thought it was a completely new band. Is what I thought it was.
So-
it's not, right?
So it's a name change for the band that it was. We had other members in it and stuff like that. We've fortified what the band
Yeah,
is
of course.
versus it being, I played with Ben Strock when he first started the Full Electric Project, and he's had all sorts of different musicians. We played at Swanee Rising.
Yeah.
We had Sean Taunton on drums.
Cool.
We had Adam Kenaway on bass.
Yeah,
We had
AKA the
all sorts of
47s.
AKA the 47.
That was we were gonna start a cover band.
That's
called
legendary. But yeah, we had a different mix up of musicians, so now it's kind of been solidified as to what it is, and we have the next album is all tunes that were written as the project.
Exactly. So I wasn't trying to sell you short by any means. It is
Yeah.
a new band, is all I'm trying to say.
It is a new band.
I was just wondering if the songs
In the context of how long it's been, it's not like, hey, we just started yesterday.
exactly.
We already have an album coming
So
out.
I was just wondering. So that's the album that you and Ben have been working on. though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, so when's that dropping?
Very soon.
Don't not,
Brandon.
but way after our album's coming.
So yeah, probably. So
better
Brandon,
not be the same.
we
fucking
have
week, I'll kill
one
you.
song that is. We have a single that's going to be coming out soon, and then we have Brandon finishing up the drum tracks. I think maybe even as we speak right now, before this gets released, I think he'll finish off the last tracks with Chris. He's recording with Chris.
Oh, hell yeah, yeah.
So we wanted to do that versus studio route for this last album because we recorded everything at home, and then this next one we have a interesting process on how we're probably going to be putting that one together. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I can't wait to hear it, man.
Yeah, man,
Seriously,
I'm stoked.
Really?
Ben gave me a little taste at Sean's wedding.
Yeah,
It's
really?
fucking dope arrangements,
Appreciate it,
man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even fucking hear it.
Well, I mean, he told me he doesn't like you very much, so
He said that.
Ben said that.
Is Billy going to hear this?
Is Billy gonna
Is,
hear?
is he going to hear me saying that he doesn't want to?
Yeah,
No, I don't edit
think
this.
he's fine. He doesn't.
I don't know this at all.
No.
I don't rewatch these.
I really watch it.
Ben likes me, I think.
He tolerates you because we're friends,
Yeah.
You know that meme where it's the laundry load and it's on large and it's a guy saying oof?
Yeah. It is that.
Yeah,
No,
you were
yeah,
showing me
yeah.
that at Sean's wedding, weren't you?
I think I did show
Yeah,
you that.
that's right.
Also, kind of a banger.
That is a good one. I haven't
Congratulations, Sean and Liz, by the way. I hope you're
Yeah.
back from your honeymoon after 3 years.
That's 3 years.
Time to get back to work, dude. What are you
I know,
doing?
right?
Yeah,
How
for real,
is-
bro.
He's been
We got
out there
rehearsals to do.
forever.
Yeah, we got to rehearse,
We were
dude.
supposed to have rehearsal, yesterday, but we couldn't because he wasn't back yet.
Wow, dude. Cool. We get it.
Have you ever tasted heaven in a glass? Do you pine for the hoppiest brews and palest ales? Do you like food? If so, then Wicked Barley is the oasis that your mouth has been wishing for, walking into the complete barren wasteland that is your life. Wicked Barley is located in Jacksonville, Florida, nestled on the banks of Goodbees Creek. Wicked Barley aims to provide its guests with a wicked experience, offering over 18 house-brewed beers, ciders, and meads on tap. They also have an expansive gastropub-style food menu, including burgers, salads, sandwiches, and more. Whether you are a newcomer or a craft beer connoisseur, there's a little something for everyone at Wicked Barley. Visit them at 4100 Bay Meadows Drive and tell them Bottom of the Bill sent you.
So
Guess it's important to get married. Whatever.
Large size oof.
So with Trail Diver, you were bringing in your kind of personality to kind of give it your unique thing. Do you feel like you brought your brand a little bit to the Widgeon project?
I'd say 1,000%. I think if more so, even more so, because there's just everyone's so open and willing to collaborate in such a different kind of way. I've never played in a project where literally no one has any kind of, and it's not just ego, but everyone is aggressively selfless. It's
Yeah.
man, someone should come in here and take advantage of this
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, give me all your money. And they're like, here, take it all.
Yes,
You're
take
like,
it all,
"Fuck,
bro.
why
Does it make the song sound better?
Yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, it's crazy, man. Everyone's willingness to do whatever, and everyone's listening ability is just my favorite part about it. Everyone in that project has been improvising for so long,
Yeah.
and in doing so, we wrote these songs out of at least the album coming after this one has a lot of compositions, but the improvisation sections are, even improv on the album. I mean, it's not like the solos were written out. It's not like the sections were written out. It's kind of just like on your mark, get set, go, and we just get into such interesting pockets because everyone's personality is really reflected in their playing.
Yeah.
Aaron's bass skills are like so him as a person, like his goofiness kind of like comes out in the bass. Brandon's goofiness, he's such a melodic player.
Oh my God.
And
He's my
the way
favorite drummer.
he plays.
He fucking comes in his pants every time he talks about Brandon. But
He's my favorite drummer of all time.
And then, Ben's soloing and stuff, and now, with his tones and everything. But, Ben is the definition of out of the box.
Yeah.
In the sense where he hates sounding the way that something is supposed to sound. And that's where him and I have gotten together so well. Ben and I actually surf together a lot and do things like completely outside of playing music.
That's important as
like,
a band to do.
Like, we hang out first, and then we'll do music stuff, right?
we get blackout drunk together.
that happens
And that's
quite
awesome,
a bit.
and
yeah.
I believe that. And but that's why you guys are here doing this. And that's
Yeah.
so important. Like it's a brotherhood, man. With Brandon, like he came and played drums when I did this DJ thing, and we just did it out of a whim. Like last minute, I was like, "Hey, you want to come play?" And we did this thing, and not prepared at all. And we had a great time, and just having that like level of understanding. And with Trail Diver, those dudes are some of my best friends. We live together and everything. But when you had so many people, drama and other things were like bound to happen.
Sure,
especially
yeah.
like living under the same roof, and it was just with Lucky, dude.
I would recommend.
How was
that-
the Lucky thing?
Yeah, I
mean,
would recommend not living with your band.
Well,
not
Honey
like
Hounds are
maybe-
making it work.
Maybe live with one. What'd you say?
Honey Hounds are making it work. They all live together.
It's just,
No, they don't live together.
Not they don't.
Tyler does not live with them. Maybe they did at a moment, or like at separate times, but they don't all live together.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can live.
Not that
You
I
can
know
live
of.
with one of your bandmates, but that's
yeah, I
what
see Tyler often recently, and yeah, he's got a home now.
Oh, okay.
we
He
lived
did before.
with.
I don't know.
Everybody and the girlfriends and the manager all in the same
Yeah, it's
house.
too much.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, totally.
Same thing with Trail Diver. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I kicked out someone out of the band, and we were all still living together. And,
Yeah,
it's like
I
stuff
fucking,
like that.
I fucking
yeah, you
quit the
Lucky
band
Us,
and
yeah.
then was still living with everybody. It was way worse.
Yeah.
And then when the fucking Adam did the same fucking thing, he quit the band
Really?
and refused to leave
yeah.
and refused to pay rent.
Well, that's
Calling
the
you
thing,
out,
man.
bud. How's that feel?
But
I
the thing-
still owe to think about it, fucking $700, but whatever you feel like.
Billy's
getting
on
that back
fire
to me.
today, bro.
I love
Just
it. Dude.
saying.
Fucking-
I brought out the flames,
You
dude.
did,
No
you brought the
fear,
flames
buddy.
out.
You're about to get that tattoo.
No,
on
I
me.
love you, Adam. I understand, but at the same time, like you say sorry all the time, then fucking give me that $700.
Yeah.
And it's but it sucks, man, when you have that kind of relationship with people that you really care about. Living situation is different, and
Yeah, you need your space.
living situation,
man.
girlfriends get involved, this gets
Oh,
involved,
yeah.
that gets involved, and eventually, little bit by little bit, it's tough. And I'm such an independent person.
Yeah.
I mean, I've bailed how many times to go either across country or out of the country, and
Yeah.
like need to have like some sort of self come to Jesus or whatever that is. Like, I need space.
Yeah.
And I feel like being in a project that recognizes that and is also kind of within that same like-mindedness makes it easier.
Well, if you listen to you listen to Eric Krasno's podcast at
Every
all,
once in a while, man. Eric Krasno is the man.
he's
Yeah,
the
he's
man.
so
man.
fucking good.
I love. He's an amazing musician, but I love listening to him speak. He sounds like a guy that I would just love to hang out with.
Who does Eric Krasno? What permanent project is he of?
He wasn't lettuce.
That's the thing right
Just
there.
his own, man.
Exactly.
He does
It-
whatever he wants to do.
Exactly, and he
You're
talks
Eric
about that.
Krasno.
Huh?
You're Eric Krasno, Jacksonville.
What?
Max Krasno.
Max Krasno. But he talks about that. He's like, I think the reason why Soul Live worked so well is because, see, I'm picking up on the hint that
Yeah,
you
I
give
want some
me.
too,
I was
sorry.
just doing it
And
back
I'm
to you.
just no. I picked up on the hint because I was in the middle of a conversation, right? You didn't want to interrupt me, so I gave you the Jim Beam based
they
off
live
of the
together?
hint.
But look
Right?
what you did. You interrupted your
Definitely
own
live together.
the conversation.
Well,
here.
because I'm firing it back at you, bud. You get
Why?
it? Because I feel like I have to. You bring it out of me.
Anyways,
anyways,
you can always
this.
just be a
I
better-
love this.
a better person. You know what I'm
Yes, be a
saying?
better person.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't know how to
better-
do that.
Better entity. Sorry.
I guess I'm not a person. I'm
Yeah,
reptilian.
you're fucking reptilian.
Okay.
Confirmed, 100%.
So,
You want
but-
more?
Thank you.
All right.
But Krasno talks about the reason why Soul Live worked so well is because they were all able to do what they wanted to do. If they wanted to pursue other things, they did, and when they were ready to come back
So
to it, they
important,
came
man.
back to it. But he also credits says that the reason why they never got further than what they did was because they didn't fully commit to the project.
That's people don't realize the pressure, even for something that's like taken off. Like, Trail Diver took up, and we picked up really fast.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of steam behind us, and we had a lot of like people I've always like really respected and stuff saying nothing but great things, and like, we were really like on a path moving forward. But the pressure to have to do stuff was not worth doing it.
Yeah, totally.
And
Yeah, what
that's
do you mean by that?
there was a lot of pressure that I felt from either band members or like venues to have to come and do stuff, like do a banger show. We would do New Year's at bars all the time, like Surfer Bar. We did their New Year's. We do our Halloween stuff. We do these cover sets. We did a Queen cover set that we spent so much time. It came out so awesome. Sean played with us on that one. That was sick. We did a Talking Heads cover set. We did the Allman Brothers band that we were going to do. All this material, man, this UFO party we learned all these tunes for, outside of us trying to put together our own album. And then from there, we started picking up like really big shows. We headlined Dancing in the Streets.
Yeah, I was there for that one.
That was awesome. And then we started like, really getting hit with big stuff. And, the momentum was getting big, and we just didn't have like, first of all, organization, which a big part of it is my fault, but just the pressure to have to put stuff together on a product that you don't feel comfortable with was tough, right?
So you mean like getting the steam and you felt like you got put out too quickly, or got too big too quickly?
I feel like it's not like we even got that big, but I felt like there was just a lot of pressure too quickly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It was a lot of pressure too
that's what I was
quickly.
trying to
Well, because what you're doing is that you get these big shows, and then there's an expectation, and then there's like all this momentum that you get from that, and then there's a pressure of like, well, how do I follow up with this momentum?
It's not even that, man. It was more of like a creativity problem where we only put out one single with that project, and we kept trying to put stuff, and it just like never really worked out for one reason or another, and it was really hard to like make stuff happen. Versus with Widgeon now, like, dude, we're putting tracks together. Like, we'll get together once and write like 4 songs by accident. Like creativity's through the roof. And I think a lot of it, like the Krasno thing you're saying, it's like us having our own time to just like go home at the end of the day and think and just not be a part of it. I can go fish and surf and do 1,000 things that have nothing to do with music. Ben goes home to his kid and does his thing that has nothing to do with music. Brandon and Aaron are playing in Firewater Tent Revival. That sounds nothing like Widgeon, and they do their own thing. And then when we come together, it's like fucking fireworks. And I think that's important sometimes for at least our mindset. Different bands work different. There are bands like, dude, Honeyhounds, dude. They put so much time together, and they put so many miles together, and it works for them. I mean, they kill it with what they do. They showed me some of the stuff that they're putting together for this next album, and it sounds amazing. So different strokes for different folks, I guess, in that regards. Like, I just know I'm a creature that needs space, and when I have that space, I feel like I'm the most conscious and cognizant of what I'm doing.
I think that's what everybody should do. I feel like being an artist is the most like creative thing that you can do, right? So having the thing that makes you feel the most comfortable, that's what you should do. You shouldn't have to be forced to do
Imagine
that.
like Elton John, who was forced to have to write how many hits per year based on his like record label at a certain time.
He was crushing it.
And he was crushing it because he worked under that pressure. That pressure worked for him.
Yeah.
Imagine that happening for someone who like that kind of, creativity style doesn't work for them.
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, because creativity can come in different ways for different people. Sometimes, like for like someone like me, like I can strike while the iron's hot, and that's definitely when my best stuff comes out.
Yeah.
However, if I know that something has to get done, I can also be equally as creative and productive under that kind of pressure. You know what I mean? And that's, I almost need that most of the time because I'm lazy as fuck.
I'll say this, man. Paul Simon,
Yeah.
greatest songwriter, dude.
Yeah.
Of our generation, I'm gonna say that. Like, I think Paul Simon is,
I don't think it's our generation.
dude. Well, I mean, he's still writing
generation.
songs, man. He's still fucking putting songs out.
I know.
But
I'm
Paul
just saying.
Simon takes long hiatuses.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, dude, decades of hiatuses.
Really?
But he's also
Oh my
made
God,
he made
yeah.
a shit ton of money with Simon and Garfunkel and could just take that break.
But he
you know?
didn't. But he like decided to do his own solo stuff. His solo stuff is unreal.
It's the best, yeah.
Yes, I was thinking about that. Like,
some artists just like aren't the inconsistency is what makes it work
Great,
for them.
yeah.
and I will say, like, you got to find like-minded people in your band, because I think that was the biggest problem with me and the members
lucky,
of my
right?
band is because I'm not that way. I'm not
Yeah.
like I don't fucking need time. I will work 24 hours a day. I do.
Yeah.
And
Billy had his own room, was literally like everything he could possibly have in his own room, and I feel like you'd never walk out of that room. When I visited
Yeah.
you, it's like you had everything. You even had a couch in there and everything. You're like,
I had a couch,
Yeah.
bed,
Yeah,
piano,
he's like,
and where
come
I
hang
work.
out in my space.
yeah, my space, yeah.
I fucking hate everybody, by
Yeah.
the way. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a good trait to have
I
as
don't
a
hate anybody. I
musician.
just have very bad social anxiety, but I try not to show it. I can talk to small amounts of people, but
Sure.
what's interesting is like I'll fucking play in front of hundreds of people. That's fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as I have
That's
to
the
like
thing,
go
man.
talking to the crowd,
That's a
before
creative
the show,
outlet, though. Like, what deems creativity is how do you feel best at expressing yourself? Like, what do you have to say? What do you want to do? Like, man, there's so many modes and processes that are a part of what art is and what creation is. And if you can figure out, it's not just like learning how to create. It's like learning the process to be creative. If you
Yeah.
can be in your space when you're on stage and you're like, okay, I want my keyboard set up to be like this. I want everything to be at this access. I want
Yeah.
to feel like this level of comfort when I play the monitors to be this loud. Like when you're in that space, you're in your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
But just like my bedroom or whatever,
Same
like
thing
you were
with-
saying about, like that, like nobody can talk to me. Like that's when I feel the most comfortable is when I have something to do, and
there you
it's
go.
very
Yeah,
rude
man.
to talk to me if I'm
s-
playing.
I'm the same way. I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
I
Like
fucking I don't hate everybody, but
no.
don't really like you. that
yeah.
much. No,
It's not hate,
bad.
but it's not like.
Yeah.
I get so anxious because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I'm the same
Playing
way.
music gives me like a job to do. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe I've just been playing music so long that I don't know how to be a normal person.
my dad told me one
That's
time.
my thing.
My dad told me one
That
time
might
when I
be it.
started playing gigs.
Probably.
My dad was like, because my dad's a musician too, and
Yeah,
came up
that's
in the
right.
South Florida scene and did that whole thing like
That's
the 70s and
right.
80s.
That's right.
And he was like, when I first started playing music, he was like, it's weird being on stage at first, and then all of a sudden it's almost like you feel awkward not being on stage
That's
when
how
you're in
I
that
feel.
situation. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I at that time I was so new to playing music on stage that I used to just go to bars and parties. So I was used to being at the bar. And then once it started playing for like now it's been 10 years since I've really been pursuing this, and I've been on this side of the stage so much that if I'm on this side like hanging out with people, I don't know how to be anymore,
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're good at being, like you were saying, like under like the hot blade, under the pressure, because you were pushed to be so at such a young age?
My
that you
dad
became,
never-
like comfortable in that.
My dad never pushed me ever. He
Yeah,
was-
but the push was there, even if he did or not, because he did it. So
Yeah,
in some
that's
kind of way,
true.
you felt like
no, almost like
You
an
had some shoes to
obligation.
fill, yeah.
That's definitely true.
That's interesting.
I have terrible stage fright, and I freeze
You're
up.
way worse than me.
I freeze
don't
up on
get-
stage.
I get the opposite of stage fright. I get scared not being on stage.
I
which is so
no.
weird.
So
Like you get very nervous before shows.
I get nervous before shows, and I play, and then especially at like an original show at bar gigs, I could give a fuck less.
Yeah.
But at like a real show or a festival, I get nervous, and then my fingers stop working.
yeah, it's because you're like trying to fucking open up your soul in that point, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and you want people to love it so
yeah.
much because you really believe in what you're doing, and then that you put that pressure on yourself, and then you freeze up and you break down. That's what happens for me, anyways. And then I get off of stage, I'm like, oh, I'm equally as uncomfortable talking to you as I just was on stage.
100%.
It's like I just really like creating music. That's my thing. I like performing too, but it gives me anxiety.
It's so funny because I used to think I was like really good at being on stage, and I am sometimes. I can talk shit and make jokes and whatever. Like I feel like that's where was my stronghold until I started doing these solo sets. And now all of a sudden it's like I can only rely on myself. I don't have like a badass drummer,
Yeah.
bass guitarist, like a band. Like I am here by myself, like dance monkey dance, and I'm like, well, like everything relies on me now.
Yeah.
And it's really made me change the way that I look at that. But at the same time, there's a strength that comes to being able to go on stage and perform by yourself.
Yeah.
Now, both you guys perform by yourself, and you guys have done solo stuff for a while. You do the acoustic piano stuff or the piano stuff at Green Room, and you've done that
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah, but that's once a year. I really don't.
Regardless,
do that.
though.
Yeah, I can. Do
But you
that.
put yourself in a position where you've done that.
It doesn't make me that nervous. I just I can't sing, and I don't want to.
Well,
do
it doesn't matter.
No, I know.
Where's
But
your
that's
where's your rock opera, bro?
It's done.
Yeah, bro.
It's finished.
Where's it recorded?
It's not recorded.
Yeah.
It's recorded on my iPhone, but it's written and finished.
Let's hear it, bud. Let's get to it.
I mean, I can send out my stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, well, the whole point of this whole thing was I was like, for me, in anyways, when I was trying to start a band, I was just I don't care what your situation is. I need a musician, I need a guitarist, and everything like that. Who's like, I want to do this.
I'm gonna compose these tunes. Help.
But I didn't ever like hang out with anybody first.
Yeah.
And so
Same,
I was just in a bad relationship with like the worst. It was like I had a kid with like the worst fucking girlfriend of all time.
Yeah, you didn't feel each other out first to see if the relationship was
No.
going to work. You just hopped right into marriage, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I like.
It's funny,
I mean,
man. That being in a relationship that makes you feel restricted does kind of kill like the creative process. And it's not like it does it on purpose. Like you have another obligation that kind of.
Yeah, and,
Well-
but like you said, like how it works for people that like being under the gun, and then other people that just like I'm not somebody who needs. I need time and space and all that stuff. It's like, no, just fucking tell me what to do and I'll do it. But my other members of the band were that way, and then one of them was crazy, and then one of them cheated on my girlfriend. So
Yeah, well.
anyways,
All of you. Well, I know, I can definitely speak to the being in a bad band situation because we definitely hopped into a band before we were friends, and one of the members
did too.
But we all just happened to like each other. You know what I mean?
We're all like-minded.
Yeah, and it was.
I'm not. I hope this doesn't come out like with Trail Diver. Like I love all those boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like bottom of my heart, those dudes are so rad. Like. I don't reach out to them sometimes, and I feel bad about that, but everyone's kind of been doing their own thing. It's just being in a band with someone and being friends are two separate things.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've always been more friends than, like, being in, like, that kind of obligation. Like, some people are just better at business with each other than others.
Yeah.
And I think that's a hard thing. It's like you don't hire your friends. Like, have you ever heard that expression? It's like when you're in a band sometimes, it's difficult to be in a band with friends. Like, there has to be, like, this... Like, you need to be brothers in a band.
Yeah.
Not friends.
Yep.
Like, there needs to be, like, a mutual understanding of, like, this is what this is. Like, I could be a complete shit show sometimes myself. I can be super strict on things because, like, I know what I want to hear. Like, I know what I want to do. I've been doing it for a while, but, like, I have, like, an ear of stuff that, I'd like to do. So it gets hard sometimes being in a project, where everyone... It's different, but being in a project where everyone's very open or stuff like that, and there's that understanding makes it easier. When people are brothers, like that openness is so different.
Or sisters, 2021.
Or sisters,
Yeah,
right?
so it's fine.
Or
But-
thems.
Or
Thumbs, yeah.
Siblings, I think.
There
we
you
could
go.
say.
siblings. There
But
you go.
having that like understanding is so important. It goes so beyond like it's not even just like friendship at that point. It's like like we get each other at such a deeper understanding.
It is that
'cause that's
relationship.
what it is.
Just
that's
making
why
notes.
we fucking rip on each other. We're not fucking friends.
We're not friends, bro.
Yeah, we're fucking brothers.
I don't even really like you that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, like, but I feel like that. But there's like
Well, I
a
like
different
But you're
kind of-
stuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, though. You know what I mean? It's like not even a bad thing. It just is
It's
what
not.
it is.
Yeah.
And, but I feel like we got lucky with Side Hustle, where we all formed this thing under the context of like we're gonna do this band before we were friends at all, and then we all became friends, and now we've all been doing it for so long, where it is that kind of brotherly like
You
relationship.
can call each other out. Just be like, dude, where the fuck are you, you dumb idiot?
Sean-
where the fuck are you? And it's
Sean
just
is
like,
literally
I
what
hate-
when we're on the road, like I'll be like, because I'm the
Oh.
tour manager, right?
He's-
So I
he's
stress.
the glue, isn't he?
Well, he has this way of like he'll just say things where
Ooh.
Trauma.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
I'll be in a bad headspace. 'Cause I'm like
Yeah.
I'm in charge of everything, so I start to get anxiety and I freak out. And he'll straight up be like, "Your energy fucking sucks right now, and you need to fucking like chill." And
Yeah.
but him being that direct with me just works because I'm just
He's
like
from the north.
I'm just like, okay. I mean, yeah, that
Long
yeah, you're
Island.
right. Like you're, I feel like my energy sucks right now, so I get it.
Yeah.
Right on stage at the Asheville Music Hall when we were playing, he looks over at me and I was like, a little bit. There's like 200 people at the Asheville Music Hall. Like
Yeah.
we're fucking stoked, and he was like, you need to take a fucking shot, man. You just need to relax. And I was
Yeah.
like, right before we started playing, I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I did, and I relaxed, and it was a good show. So I mean, like, but it does take that level of comfort and
understanding.
and
each
understanding, you know. And Aaron and I have that relationship. Billy and I obviously have that relationship.
Don't
other. Aaron's a
make it-
great dude.
don't
I'm
make
just
it
saying
weird.
cheers to Aaron. I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Aaron really is a good dude. And he
Cheers.
listens
One of the
and-
best. Yeah,
he's a great listener.
Yeah.
He's listened to me talk mad shit before, like, to, fucking, I don't know, random people before. Like, I was like, Aaron, you're the man. Thank you. And vice versa. So we've had long drunk talks together. So
Totally, man. He's
He's a man.
one of the best
That's what he
dudes.
does for
Yeah.
a living is listen to people talk.
yeah, I know. I wonder why he's so good at it.
Yeah.
What was I
I'm
gonna
Latin, dude. I can't help talk shit. It's just
I've-
in my blood.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm the same way, bro. I'm Cuban. I get it.
Come to my come home. Come to my parents' house, and it just be like that sometimes.
Yeah, bro.
The Irish don't
It's
know
not-
anything
it's-
about talking
you know what?
shit at
And
all.
here's the thing: talking shit isn't a personal thing. It's not like even directed at someone, even if it is. It's not like I'm telling you to fuck off. It's like, dude, I'm just venting. This might not even be true. It's just I'm Latin, dude.
Yeah,
I
by-
don't know how to explain
By
it.
tomorrow, I'll be over.
I'll be
this
over
type
it.
Shit.
This
Yeah.
might not even be real.
Bro. Yeah,
This
bro.
might not even be like a real hatred. I don't even know what's going on.
Bro, I go home and it's the same because all my like my dad's from Cuba and all that, so all my relatives come over for the holidays, and it's just one big shit talking fest.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and that's where
And no
I
one
get it from
means it,
too.
too. It's
no
like-
one means it. We all still love each other, but it just is what
My
it is.
family shit
like,
talks to each other like the entire time. Like I go home and all we do is shit talk to each other. Like that's
Yeah.
all we do.
Yeah.
Like if anyone wants to shit talk with me, come at it. Let's do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like one of my favorite things to do.
You and
Wanna
Sean were really good at that with each other too.
Oh, remember?
You guys, bro. There was one time. no. There's this one moment. So we were going down to. I think we were doing a run to South Florida and Orlando.
Yeah.
And we were on the way to pick Sean up, and Max calls Sean to let him know we were about to be there, and you instantly put on this Arab accent or something.
friend.
Yeah.
The fuck are you?
Bahat, or
My head, where is my head?
Yeah.
My
And
friend,
Sean
my head.
goes. I mean, like just. It was like an improv class. It was like you start doing that, and Sean just instantly
Dude,
he's in
He
it.
picked up. We were
Yeah.
just like
Instantly.
full on balls deep in this.
My head, my friend, what is my flag? You know what my base is?
And Sean's just firing right back, and I was like, there was no thought. You just instantly go into it. I was like, that's I don't
Yeah.
think like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's wild.
You'd be
To,
like, what is going on?
yeah, it's wild for me to see people that quick and react like that. Because in my mind, I'm just like, wait, oh, I see what's happening here. Okay, it's too late, Anton. You
he
didn't catch
missed
it.
it.
Yeah. So
Shit
yeah.
talking is the best, man.
It's very fun for me to watch. I'll tell you that much.
or listen to, I guess.
Or
at that
listen
point.
to, yeah. All right, well, we should get to unpopular opinions.
No, man, it's all right. It went by so fucking.
Shit fucking
This is
flies,
Sorry,
bro.
guys.
Not at all,
the
sorry.
Fastest an episode has ever gone
Really?
by. It's been 2 hours.
Oh, no, wait. It's been 2 hours.
I
Yeah,
know,
it
Awesome, man.
flies,
It's been
bro.
great hanging with you guys,
Before we
man.
move on, is there anything else you want to touch on or talk about? I gotta be better about asking people.
Oh
that.
no, you're crushing it.
No,
No, I
he's-
think we kind of went over a lot of stuff. I mean, no, just stoked to be here with you guys and stoked to hear you guys' new album. I'm excited. I know a lot of people are excited, but
Are we allowed to announce the album name or anything yet? No.
Yeah, the album name is art. Well, no, wait, maybe that's the press release I've been sending out.
Whatever. All right. So
I think it's out. I think the album name is out on maybe
or like
the Instagram
release
post.
date or anything
That's
like that?
happening Friday, bro. When this actually releases, so maybe we can talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Wait. Hang on. So wait.
The
so
single drops Friday, along with the subsequent tour dates and the name of the album.
everything's getting announced
Friday.
Yeah, that's stage 1.
So basically, yeah, the album's called Liberation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be released on July 30th.
I love that.
Our
That's a
first
good
show
album,
is gonna be in Orlando on the 29th, but it'll drop at midnight on the 30th. So
Sick.
it'll be there. Then we're doing Tampa, Hooch and Hive. So Orlando, Tuffy's Music Box. Tampa, Hooch and Hive on the 30th.
Huchenheimen.
Not Hooch and Hive. 1904 Music Hall on the 31st. This is all with Andrew Scotchy and the River Rats from Asheville, North Carolina. Are fucking boys. Those guys
they're
are awesome. And yeah, so basically the concept, we have like a whole concept for it. There's this
I
character.
already love it.
You remember probably playing the song we had called the Temptress.
Yeah, of course.
So we built basically this album based off this character. We have a song called
Okay.
the Temptress Part 2. And it's like
Love
just
it already.
like her perspective basically. And then I wrote like another song called The Madam, which is like the woman who raised her, which is we're sort of this whole thing.
Sick.
And so every
Kind of
song
goes back to the conversation I was saying, man, making an album that has a feel to it. I love
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
This one's
I love
got to
it.
feel.
And so, so the Liberation, it's like basically about this woman's struggle. She was born into like poverty, and she was adopted by a madam,
Yeah.
right? And the madam raised her, to not get into the game of like, you know, escort or whatever, but taught her the valuable insight that came from that lifestyle. So this woman's like navigating this like crazy gig economy that we all live in, with using the knowledge of where she grew up in the streets, but also trying to maintain like a straight and narrow path.
It's the world's oldest side hustle.
Yeah, basically. And so like the cover is like, well, I can't say the cover yet, but yeah, it's all, we're very excited about it.
Dude,
It's
that's
all
so awesome.
so
I love it.
And then I gotta, sorry, all the songs kind of go with the theme too. Like Sean's got a new song. Can I say that yet?
Minus Billy's 9-minute trans odyssey.
Yeah, well, no. So that's actually cool because, like, if you think about like the way the album is arranged,
Trans
Billy's
Odyssey,
tune,
by the way.
It is. That's what it is.
You're
not far off at all.
I love it. No,
Billy's tune is like this very like every song is kind of like its own kind of thing, but like it's all, I don't know. You
It's
get to
all the
Billy's
same theme though.
Yeah, and then Billy's tune is like all of a sudden like this woman like gets past all the struggles of what the others like. Other songs are like about like, you know, bad relationships and bad people and the struggle of her life and this and that. And then you get to Billy's song, which is like this very major, like jammy, like you listen to it, you're just like, oh my god, there's hope in the world.
Resolution.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called Streetwalker.
It's called
too.
Streetwalker.
I love it. It's like, I love it.
We're very excited about it. Obviously, it's been a fucking over a year of making this thing.
We were doing it in slow motion because of COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, telling me about it. It's like I was trying to record our thing. We recorded a lot of it during COVID, and
exactly.
weren't even able to do anything with it for a long time. Sit on it.
It's a
That's
process,
what happens,
man.
I guess, when pandemics
process.
happen and we have a president that won't fucking
Well,
wear a
anyways,
mask.
on to unpopular opinions.
You know what? Are you a fan of the show? Have you seen this show before?
Which one?
Have you seen this show that we're on right now?
Are we on a show right
Yeah. No.
I thought we were just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I forgot I was holding something.
Yeah, we just like to hold phallic things and talk in a circle. I was gonna say, so you haven't seen the unpopular opinion section of it?
Toss me the unpopular opinions.
So we do 3, and then you do 1 to close it.
Oh God, sorry.
Okay. But
It's usually pretty lighthearted, but it doesn't have to be political or anything. If you want
Like
it to be,
this guy was about to.
this guy always takes it there, bro. I'll probably take it a little there tonight. Honestly, it's my turn to take it there.
Okay, so I'll go first then, I guess.
Yeah.
My first one is I really miss Donald Trump
There it is.
in every way. I just miss you.
That's not depending on who
I
you talk
don't
to. It's actually not that unpopular.
I don't support anything that he stands for, but I really like the idea. Okay, think of this as like a fucking Simpsons episode or something. Is we just like
Max is like, fuck you.
is if we just
No.
if we
I'm
just
interested.
put Donald Trump in like a studio, like White House out in like Area 51, and we just film him and make him think that he's still
That would be
like a
fucking
what do you call it?
hilarious.
Like a, what's the
Like
name of-
Truman Show.
like the Truman Show,
Yeah.
and just let him fucking do
Oh
that.
my God.
I just
Oh,
want
you got the second term
without it.
Truman
Yeah,
Show.
that he got it. Like we overturned it.
That'd
We're
be
gonna have
so-
the
Return the ballots
23rd
over there.
Amendment revoked,
Yeah,
and you're
just
just president until you fucking die. I just miss him as I can't believe that he exists and that he was our fucking president and he was a character. He was the craziest fucking thing that's ever happened to the world ever.
Probably one of the worst things ever happened to the world.
The craziest is what I said. I didn't say there's a good or bad about
Crazy,
it.
it's not. You know, it could go
Obviously,
either way, though, right?
I didn't
Crazy.
support anything that he stood for at all.
Yeah.
At all. And but I miss him.
Yeah.
It was like the best TV for
It was
4 years
entertaining.
ever.
If he
and
wasn't-
now he's canceled from everything. We can't ever hear
If he wasn't
from
the president of the United States, he'd be one hilarious motherfucker. I'd just say that.
I feel like I was so kind of far removed from politics in the sense that like I get yelled at for this, and sorry for throwing this out there. I don't vote, and
Yeah.
the only reason I don't
Don't worry
vote
about it.
is because I don't agree with the system.
Yeah.
I've had a large fight with my sister about this, and I love her and I respect her opinion very much, and she makes great points about this stuff, but I just don't agree with the system, therefore I'm not a part of it. There's a great book called The Nature of Man and His Government by Robert Lefebvre. He talks about how religion at one point was cultivated in the needs to cultivate what morality was for people at a time where morals weren't a thing.
Right.
Religion was a way to, or government was a way to bring a larger amount of people together and govern larger amounts of people, and that we are now at a forefront of whatever the next transcendent thing is, our democratic system, and having one person telling us what we can and can't do, even though it's a three-party system where one person can veto and say no to things and overturn ballots, is not an appropriate way to rule this country. That's just an opinion. Sorry if that offends anyone, but I just don't think that we are doing this government thing correctly.
That's
we can
a
have
good
a
unpopular
council
opinion.
of people. We can decentralize the government and take it back to state, because what is acceptable in Florida may not be acceptable in Washington or in Oregon.
Thank you so much. He's gonna disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I
you're-
just we can't have universality, universal
yeah,
views,
it's,
like
it's not
universal
one size
governing,
fits all kind of thing.
because there's just so much difference as to what we would need versus what another state would need that
Exactly.
has completely different landscape,
Yeah.
different attitude,
Different
people,
geography, different everything.
Because
Yeah.
geography
I
itself
agree.
helps cultivate mindset and other things. It's tough, man.
And even from the food that you produce in the area and the nutrients that you need to take in as a
Anything,
person,
man.
you know,
So
to everything.
It's tough, man. So that's the only thing I try to plead the fifth when it comes to like political talk, and it's not
Yeah.
that I try to shy away. I like to learn everything that's going on, but in that sense, that's like my
I just want
take
to
on it,
let
I guess.
everybody know none of that was political. I just really miss him.
No.
No one's heard shit from him for
I'm
6
not-
months. I miss him as a person.
As a reality TV show, that would be the most genius thing ever.
I would love to see
Put him
that.
in Truman Show.
Make him
Yeah.
think that he got his second term.
He's on the back nine. Like he's not gonna take much of a put a golf course in there.
Dude, he may drop that ninth
Like
hole.
a stick
Maybe
and a fucking
he may
leaf
drop the
to
18th
recreate his
hole, get
natural
back-
habitat.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe
What?
that is what happened, and we just were the ones in the Truman Show with him, and Biden was the one that's put in the position that you're talking for Donald Trump. I mean, think about Biden. The guy can barely string a sentence together. I'm just saying.
Sure.
All right, so my first unpopular opinion is, not far off topic. We should just legalize all drugs and call it a day.
Yeah, I understand why you're saying that. 'cause-
Portugal did it,
Yeah.
right? Was it Portugal?
Portugal did do it. Yes.
Amsterdam has done similar, like decriminalizing mushrooms and
Mhm.
most of the other drugs. Yeah, it's great.
Dude,
Into
the
it.
West Coast is just so on the meth thing.
Thank you.
That's the one thing that is kind of scary, is just like, whether it's maybe like more accepting attitudes towards, but completely legalizing things. I mean, I'm for it. It's just the meth problem is so bad out west. That's the only
Yeah.
scary thing.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
that.
such
Was
it's such a interesting drug because
It
it
is.
really like overtakes people.
it
in
will
such an
destroy your
interesting way.
entire fucking life.
yeah. Well,
It would
if
be
you
And
don't-
other people's lives.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like the
so
implication that could have to like children, bystanders, other
Totally.
things. Like
and if we had a system that instead of incarcerating non-criminals that helped rehabilitate people,
Sure.
yeah, that could be a thing. And then also
drug acceptance,
Yep, and then also
less prison systems.
exactly. And the worst thing about drugs is the fact that they're illegal, hands down.
Sure.
That creates more criminals. And
Yeah.
people that go to jail for drug charges end up going right back to their life before because there's no job opportunities, there's no rehabilitation
I
program
agree with
for them.
that.
So
but
I
what
think-
does that have to do with legalizing
I
drugs?
think that
Legalize
goes,
it. Ends that problem.
I would meet you halfway and say decriminalize, legalize most.
I could compromise
and
there.
Yeah.
Decriminalize, but legalize like psychedelics and other things for sure.
Yeah.
But decriminalize certain things, like heroin and other things.
you
Like,
don't
I'll meet you
go
in
to
the middle there.
prison and
Yeah.
don't give
But
you the
I
opportunity
agree.
to like renew and make your life better, but perpetuating meth in the streets by legalizing it, you don't think that's a bad thing?
I think that
That's
if
insane. That's
Yeah.
insane.
but in my system, there will be less meth heads because you won't be perpetuating the problem if you have actual solutions in place to fix the problem.
Yeah, see, we're
You get
laughing
me?
at you because, have you ever met a meth head before?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, and what do they keep on doing?
Well, because they go to
Meth.
jail because they don't, there's no rehabilitation program. for
no,
them to go
because
into.
it's extremely
Then
highly
why don't
addictive.
you just say that? That you
That's-
just would like to have
It's-
government-funded rehab everywhere.
Man, I'm not big on
But
government
that's what you
funded.
really
That's like the
trying to say.
decriminalization, though. Also,
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
get what
What?
he's saying.
Yeah, like rehab and help in positivity in a negative situation versus being like, you're a meth head, fuck you. Go to
Yeah,
jail.
exactly. I'm not saying that meth heads are
Sure.
easy people to get back on track or anything. In fact, most rehab
There's
programs I
actually
think
a
are
lot of
complete
functional
bullshit.
meth heads.
Well,
which is
because it's
weird.
actually a pretty productive drug if you use it in the right way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
Um,
pretty productive, I guess, in some ways.
But either way, yeah,
Microdosing, micromething.
it's basically Adderall. I mean,
Yeah, we
that's
all
what
do
it is. Yeah.
Coffee.
and,
No,
and then also that perpetuates the ability to
micromething.
Yeah,
to-
micromething. I'm into
New
it.
coffee place, micrometh.
That's not a shop you gotta open up in Portland though. That's not gonna happen in Jacksonville.
Well, that's what they fucking do.
Or
all the
might.
time. It's fucking
It's
West
Jackson.
Coast, but yeah.
Such a Pacific Northwest.
But I was just gonna say that also perpetuates the ability for younger children to get to it earlier, and that there's no coming back from that shit when you fucking take it at 12.
I just
I'm
don't
sorry.
really agree with that.
Well, that's fine.
I mean,
'Cause guess what? It's still illegal.
How many kids are out there smoking weed right now because it's easy? It's easily accessible versus what it was 20 years ago. Do you
What
think
is-
the number
what
of
is the-
children smoking weed has gone up
It's true.
since it's become more accessible, or down, or just probably stayed the same? Because
Okay.
people don't not do drugs because they're illegal. They don't not do drugs because they don't want to do drugs.
But you
right?
can't compare weed to meth though, or
No,
to heroin.
I
or
He's
can't.
just
any
talking
of that
about
stuff.
the like accessibility versus like use.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. You keep like you keep like putting this thing.
But we're not legalizing meth to the point where we're like having dispensaries. of meth
Yeah,
either,
exactly.
you
I'm
know?
not saying make meth accessible. I'm just saying like don't put people in
dispensaries?
prison for doing a drug.
I agree with you.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
But that's decriminalizing, not legalizing it.
I'm just saying legalize it.
And I'm saying that's a very
Sure.
unpopular opinion. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And also that you're wrong. Here's my second one that's a little less political. Charlie Puth needs to be way more famous.
Oh,
That
yeah,
guy
he's
is
great.
Fucking insanely. Charlie Puth was
Name's so familiar.
he did God I can't even think of
Yeah, he has
his
some top.
names, the
He has
songs
some
that
top
does.
40 hits.
He does have a couple top 40 hits.
Yeah,
and
but
everything like
but
that.
people don't know him as an artist. They know him as like
He's got,
Like a
he's got
hitmaker?
perfect pitch,
Yeah.
and he can fucking play like the best fucking piano
Really?
ever.
No
He's
way.
So fucking amazing.
some of his top 40 stuff is pretty fucking lame from a production
Tell
standpoint.
me what you done for me.
Yeah.
That was one of the
Okay.
songs he
From
did.
a
Yeah.
production standpoint, it's dope because it's a
But they're
pop
still a
tune.
fucking hit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are. No,
It's
no,
a
no.
Banger machine.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like, get.
But he's
get
super
him,
talented on a
get
different
him,
level.
Like, I don't know,
more bangers than a mistress.
like John Mayer famous
Mistress.
or something like that, where it's just like you're famous because of your ability and not your like the pop songs that you come up with, which are good. Don't
The-
get me wrong, and
for-
it takes ability to write this, but like
especially from a production
I want to
standpoint.
see him
yeah.
fucking solo
Shred.
and shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shred,
yeah,
and
like-
he can.
Yeah, he can.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. He
Thank
definitely
you.
should be more.
All right, go ahead with yours. Another political one.
Yeah, kind of. All jobs are essential.
All jobs are essential.
Yes,
Ooh.
Strippers.
it's all essential.
That's
People
essential.
they need their income to survive.
Oh, I've got a good one. People who pump your gas in New Jersey.
Sure.
That's the most
Or in Oregon, you know, it's illegal to pump
get-
your own gas in
you get-
Oregon.
You get.
In Oregon, it's the same way too now.
Did you
That's the
know
most
that
ridiculous
those
thing I've
people
ever
are
heard.
relying on that income as to feed their families and do things like
and
that?
that's why it exists.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to say.
That's why it's essential. Like nobody's
Wait,
job
wait.
is.
There's got to be. Hold on.
Oh, I see.
There's got to be some kind of volunteer that considers her job a job. That must be something so backwards and bullshit that it just can't fathomably be essential.
National Park Ranger, I would say.
No, I've got a buddy who's a national park ranger,
And
and
that's
he
important?
works in Yosemite, and he deals with fires and stuff in Yosemite right now.
Because every
Sounds
job,
like that's a firefighter job. That's very essential.
every job, I feel like has an
Rescue.
aspect of it.
Oh, rescue too.
Every job has an
Never mind.
aspect to it that somebody who's not doing it doesn't know.
What do we
Right.
hate the most? Like, what's something that we do? Like,
Oh, parking meter maids. They could
Meter
they could
maids
just
can-
die. They could just die. They could just fuck off
That is
forever.
true, though.
That's
meter maids.
that's
There you
the
go.
one caveat.
They hate their jobs.
Yeah, and
They think their jobs are not essential.
and they should and for doing that job while they know that they hate it, they should die for that. If I'm working and then I'm
how much does a meter maid make though?
enough to
You think they're
piss me
balling?
off.
You think they like secretly do it because they're like, "Fuck your car"? Like, I'm making $40 an hour.
They do it because they don't need a
You
college
know?
degree and someone gave him power.
Yeah.
Because I've been fucking written a
It's true.
ticket. Well, he's writing
the
the
hall
ticket.
monitors of the future.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
writing. He was writing a fucking
Time.
ticket for me, and I'm like, bro, like, let me just put some more money in. That's like, no, I already wrote you a ticket. I'm like, I'm right here. The problem is that I didn't pay. I will pay it.
Money's
He's
not
like-
the issue.
And he's like, well,
Make
and
it more
it
accessible to
would have
pay.
cost $2 for it. And he's like, well, now it's $20 because you didn't pay $2.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to explain this logic to me. He's like, I don't have to. And he fucking walks
so-
away. I'm like, God damn it.
Literally the
Hate
worst
that
people
when
guy.
the
on the
meters
planet.
don't work,
Yeah.
you can't use the app because it's down.
Yeah.
And then you get a ticket. You're like, dude, come on.
Or like, bro, I'm here fucking working. I'm already getting paid shit money. You're gonna make me pay $20, or if I don't pay, I'm gonna get hit with a $40
Maybe
ticket.
they should
It's
have like low income people should have like a pass on their vehicle that allows them to park in these places.
ooh, that would create a whole
Without-
different weird
Yeah,
thing, right?
socialism. If you make less than this amount of money and you get to park for free, that sounds great. Without a doubt. I would say
Not
this.
into that idea, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was like, actually, when you say it like that, I hate this idea.
non-essential
I hate it. I
workers.
did not say this.
I would say anybody in a CEO position is a non-essential worker.
as a CEO.
That is
what
a
if they
crazy
created
thing to
their
say.
company,
No, I'm
though?
just saying like because the real essential workers are the ones doing all the work, right?
Oh my God, that is
What
so
about
wrong.
what about the keyboardist of a band?
Yeah.
That's not essential.
No.
That guy could fucking. You're about as useful as a meter maid. I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
know.
We are the meter maid.
No.
Keyboardists are the meter maids of a band.
Yeah.
T-shirt
Another
number
t-shirt
3.
idea.
Woo!
Yeah,
Cemented.
we're 100% keyboardists are not essential. Oh no.
Did the
Well,
camera
that's
just
what
die
happens
again?
sometimes. No, we're
Yeah.
still recording. Though.
We're still recording.
Psych,
yeah,
just
fine.
kidding. If you eat ecstasy and want to listen to a 9-minute trance progressive escapade in Odyssey. Did we kill the camera?
No, it gets overheated. We're talking fucking bullshit.
Sorry, guys. I hope we're not.
Not a problem, bro. This has happened several times. This is just
Yeah.
we're a low budget podcast. What are you gonna do?
No, it's not low budget.
We bought a camera that's a DSLR camera instead of
My
a
Sony
fucking video.
A6500 also overheats quickly.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Instead of buying a video camera, we bought an actual camera.
I mean, it looks
because
nice though. It looks good. You
Yeah,
can put
it
higher
does look good.
resolution on it.
It-
You can do low lighting on
It
it.
does
It's worth
4K.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Sony,
great.
kill it.
What were we talking
They're
about?
my camera of choice.
Jeff Bezos need to die or give us all his money or something. I
So
can't remember.
popular opinion number.
So this is
Wow.
again. Wow. All right.
That was
So
pretty fucking quick.
this is my. What's your second unpopular opinion, Bill, or your third one?
Hang on. Okay, I'll do this one because I wrote a lot down. I was wondering which I should do. All right. I love TikTok. There's some giant social media influence on there, but most of the time it's just the newest hilarious entertainment.
You said that already a few
did?
weeks ago. You said that you love
Okay,
TikTok,
well then
which is not unpopular. Everyone loves TikTok.
We
It's
were
a very
kind of on
popular
the topic
app.
today.
Well,
Anyway,
then
but
this
yeah.
one might be. If people are dancing to your song at a show, don't finish the song. Just keep it going until they stop dancing.
Is that unpopular also?
I will
don't
say this:
fucking know.
we played at Mardi Gras. We had one lady holding her whiskey over my keyboard, and
That's an appropriate time to
popular
stop.
opinion would have been to fucking finish that song and have her goddamn step away from my keys before she ruined my nice little Nord stage there at the time. So I'd say sometimes you got to cut the music when it's time to cut the music.
That's true.
Then all right, then I'll say the last one that I did because if that's not a good one, then you remind me of Squidward because you think you play better than anybody, but when it comes to the big show, you always whiff it.
Do me?
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
I'm sorry. Do I always attack you first?
Oh my
You
god!
started it today, yeah.
But you wrote that before I started an attack, though, right?
I write lots of things, but don't say
That was
them.
self-defense. That was primitive
That was
self-defense.
preemptive self-defense.
Premeditated, yeah.
I didn't say that word.
That's
You already had
True? Yeah.
Oh, it's camera turned off again,
Really?
or is that just OBS this time?
I don't know. That's a
it.
good
Chris doesn't want us
question.
this time.
Well,
No, it turned off.
I will say that you're not incorrect about that. That's not an unpopular opinion either.
What? It's not an unpopular opinion?
It's not even like it's like nobody even like the only people that would really
oh, wait,
know
I'm
that.
sorry. Are we still doing unpopular opinions? I was just saying it.
You're just saying it.
No.
Oh,
That's all.
good.
I had that written down. I don't remember why I wrote it.
Because I probably said something to you that you were
Well,
pissed
you
about.
turned down 2 of my other opinions, so I had to say something else.
I'm turning down the third one too. 'Cause it sucks.
When did he bring it down? Oh, I guess during the Super Bowl halftime show. Squidward didn't really kind of commit to that.
Yeah, like he, like
stage fright.
Well, what are you gonna do? I do whiff it on big shows. It is a
they
fact.
call him
But
the riff whiffer.
the riff whiffer.
I like riff whiffing.
It's such a good.
Oh, I riff whiff
fucking
hard.
I fucking.
Wow,
I
okay.
fucking.
name. We gotta wrap this up. There's
yeah.
no way this is gonna
I-
stay on.
I did whiff at
We
Halloween
could,
pretty
if
bad
we want
though.
to, we can do it old school like we used to.
Do a
Yeah,
little
we
switch up at the end.
can
Let's
switch
do
it up to that. Yeah, we could do that. Fuck it. Why not?
Hang on. Boom. Old school.
There we are.
There we go. Sorry
Finish it off big
guys.
time.
Our fucking camera's
Finish
dead.
it off
so.
big time.
All right,
There's
so
gonna be a hell of a lot of editing for me. I can't wait.
well, I did whiff it at Halloween. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, as hard as Billy's
OBJ.
whiffing it right now at the camera.
OBJ whiffed it. OBJ. Yep.
I mean,
I've had
Whole
some good
set
shows,
whiff, or
bro.
was it like a single like riff whiff?
No, it's just
Single
you know.
riff whiff.
No,
A riff whiff.
no. It's the whole set. It's the whole set.
It's a whole
Like, but to be
Dude,
fair,
I have
OBJ
whiffed many a sets.
OBJ wasn't all of our best sets. So we listened to it in the van, and we all realized this was not a good set on anybody's part. To be honest with you, we all came to that conclusion. We did. And Billy doesn't remember right now because it's not very convenient to remember that right now. But it's okay.
I do riff whiffs. I'll do whole set. I'll do whole night riff
Let's-
whiffs. Big time.
I never
we
messed
should talk
up.
about that one time when
Go ahead.
Sean was making an announcement for
oh yeah.
a
let's
moment
bring
of
that up
silence for
I remember this. What was this?
This is
was
at
this a show that we did
1904.
together?
we might
And
have
then
played
Billy
together.
plays like a note or something.
Yeah.
Was it? It
For-
was
for-
Mackenzie.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
When she
but-
passed away or something.
Yeah, but it was Sean was
Was
just
it
doing a
that
moment
night,
of
though?
silence.
Yeah.
She was doing a moment of silence for her,
Uh-huh.
and then as soon as Sean says a moment of silence, Billy just goes right into fucking Sledgehammer.
like trans pads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it was a moment. Maybe I gotta edit that one out.
I'll just go ahead and cancel us. Fuck it.
That's a riff whiff.
Yeah, that was a riff whiff.
That was a riff whiff.
Yeah.
Played it right though. Yeah, I'm definitely getting canceled.
Riff
Yeah.
whiff.
All right, I'll fucking.
All right.
I'll fucking deal with what's coming.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but all that happened was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't hear him say we're gonna take a moment of
Sure.
silence, and it was I had to start the song.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're like,
And
here's
so
my cue.
I we were on stage, and
it was
didn't take that little
silent. You're
bit.
like, I need to start playing.
we never talked about a moment of silence before this song.
that's true. That's
and
true.
so I just assumed it's quiet. It's my turn to start. Oh, they're waiting on me. Go.
Whatever, man. We've all whiffed before. We've all whiffed before.
I've
What are you
done
gonna
worse.
do? you
I've
know?
done way worse.
That's not whiffing.
I've done way
what,
worse.
what have you done that's way
I
worse?
mean, I've dropped my whole like keyboard set and stuff like that before too.
What do you
in
mean?
Awkward moments. I mean, I've like middle of a song raging so hard I like dropped my Nord stage right on the ground.
no.
Oh yeah, I done big boy bad whoopsies. I am actually big nickname is Captain Whoopsies because I make whoopsies all the time. So
Well, I feel like, but you know, when you're in the position that we're in, sometimes there's a lot of things that we're thinking about in those moments.
I feel like it's more about how you save a moment like that. Like there's that video
Yeah.
of Dave Grohl jamming on stage and he's like doing a solo and he falls and eats shit
Doesn't
so hard and
Doesn't
it gets
he like break his leg? Is that when he broke his leg?
I don't know,
That was a
maybe.
different
But he
time.
like stands up and just keeps going and says fuck it. And what are you gonna do? Sometimes you riff whiff, sometimes you'll botch a whole show, and then you'll come out in the next one and play it harder. So
I feel like since we've been on like a bit of a break from playing, because we haven't been working on this album, I feel like I'm gonna come back bigger, better, and stronger than I ever have. That's just what's gonna happen.
until Billy has to play Sledgehammer and then it all goes.
Well, you know,
I didn't. Did I mess up the riff?
just saying.
But did I do it wrong?
all right, so my last unpopular opinion is
hear
that
it.
I don't hate Hanson.
Why not?
Because they make bangers.
They made fun. Like,
Hanson has written.
Hang on.
They're
Are
kinda
you-
like the-
are
they're kinda
you
like the-
about to start saying that you?
they're kind of like the
you
White
listen to
Jackson
mo-
vibe. I'm just saying.
You, you listen to more than Mbop?
I'm saying that I re-listened to that song recently.
Just
and
that song though.
Yeah, just that. I'm not
But
like.
you haven't listened to like the rest of their songs.
I mean, they got some deep cuts, bro.
yeah, like their other tracks, like What, and then
What?
Yeah.
What? What? They probably went
Uh,
to the studio and they're like, "You want to record a song? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
What?
Yeah.
That's a fucking hit, kids. We got it.
Why don't
Nailed it, kids.
Yeah, why
Split
don't-
again.
Why is it that you don't hate Hanson?
So I listened to some of this stuff recently, and their performances weren't great, but the songs are actually not bad.
Do you think that they wrote them in any way?
I was saying, I don't
Regardless.
hate Hanson. That was that,
However
that
the
was,
project was conceived, whether it was like a 45-year-old man like in the background, like making all the music,
Yeah,
bangers.
just like fucking
Why
jerking
were they
off
called
to 10-year-old
Hanson?
kids. You know what I mean?
Why
The
do they call it
usual.
Hanson?
The usual.
That's what happens
it-
when meth
was
is
that their last
legalized,
name?
bro.
I don't really
Well,
like.
touche.
I don't really like Hanson.
Yeah, that's why it's an unpopular opinion.
Oh, that's true.
Because I'm doing real unpopular opinions. You're just doing like whatever you feel.
Is it my turn for an unpopular
It
opinion?
is your turn for an unpopular
It's
opinion.
always your turn.
Guitarists should build up solos for keyboardists.
I agree.
Unpopular opinion.
I'm fucking trying here, bro. This guy just starts at a million
And I'm-
miles an
and I'm
hour.
telling you
So
this-
do I. When
I'm
I
tell-
come into a keyboard solo, I'm ready to go hot and I'm ready to go hotter.
Yeah, well,
You don't realize keyboardists are ready to go from 100 miles per hour to fucking space
I like-
million
Here's-
miles
here's
per
I
the
like
hour.
to take
question.
my time.
Do you keep a Lambo in the garage or you take it down the Autobahn?
yeah,
How
but,
Yeah.
you're-
How fast does it hit 0 to 60?
There you go.
but you're like a Pontiac, like 92 Pontiac Bonneville. So yeah, I'm keeping that shit.
I'm a fucking Firebird, you know. Don't even fucking start
There's a
with me.
Firebird under this hood, baby.
I'm a fucking Fiero.
It may be muffled, but it's there.
Yeah.
You can tell by the exhaust cloud.
I can talk about my car all the time. My car goes 0 to 60.
My van,
And it is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
my van only goes 0 to 60
I
when
like
it's being
your van.
towed.
I gotta go check
Oh,
that out.
shit.
That's funny.
I need help to go 0 to 60. I can't do it by myself, baby. You trying to help me or what? I'm trying to hit that 60.
He doesn't help build keyboard solos. He
Annihilates them?
I told you. I
Sends
literally
banishes them.
I
to-
can't build
He
your
literally
solos, bro. There's nowhere to
can't-
build.
And again, Cammy's
Where are we
won't.
going?
I
And-
don't
and
want to
he
go.
literally-
There's
he
nowhere to
literally-
go.
he literally
It's
just
like you
stops-
just start at the top of Mount Everest. Where are we going?
Fucking down. I guess downhill is bad.
I
thing to
played with
say.
Javian last night, and I could help him build his solos all fucking night.
And why is that?
Because he takes his time and really gets into
I just
it.
want you to know something. We need to make a keyboard shirt, number 4.
Yeah.
Is that you guys
At
can take
least,
your fucking time.
At least I'm soloing. It's like, at least I'm coming, baby. That's all that
there we
matters.
go. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Because as a keyboard solo, if we just like, if the sync hits at the right time and the modulation wheel like perfectly accents the note right when we're sustaining it, and we get a little pitch bend on it. Ooh!
Oh, bro,
Good.
Eli Winderman,
Yeah.
one of the greatest of all time.
God. Yeah.
And yeah, just be like him. That dude builds a fucking. I could help that guy build a
Octave
solo.
Cat?
Yeah. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
Talking about
I
Octave
love
Cat?
I
Octave
thought that they were
Octave
breaking
Cat.
up and they're gonna play a show up in like
Are they really?
close to Toledo.
You want to talk about a
Ohio.
modular setup? That bass guitarist has a. He brings a small little condensed modular synth setup.
You mean like a little fatty or something?
No, he has his own little. So you
What
can
did you
make
say?
you can make a
A
modular
little
synth.
fatty.
Little
Oh, I
fatty
thought you
and-
said something else.
What did I say?
A little, you know.
No, a
I
little
know.
what?
What was it?
I
that you were
can't say
gonna
the
Little
word.
what?
Right?
No. What did you think I said?
I thought you said a little fag.
A little
We're good.
faggy,
We're
but
good.
no.
Definitely
what
I
he
have
was-
I have gay friends. We're cool.
that would be a cool Moog synthesizer though. It's like the Mother Moog, but it has like rainbow oscillators.
Oh my god.
All right, I'll
We
go back.
gotta
I'll
stop.
go back. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything negative at all.
No, we're good.
But anyways, going back to it though, he has a modular bass set up, and yeah, they play to that on a click track. They do some cool stuff.
Yeah, man.
I
Octave
love
Cat.
Octave Cat, man.
Octave Cat's
but he's also
ridiculous.
Tit Tat?
he was also in Dopapod as well, which is
Oh,
why I first
He
heard
was
him.
also in Dopapod. Yes, we know this.
Oh.
Fro Drum stayed at my place when they came here to Jacksonville at Freebird, and used to give me free tickets when I would
Oh,
see
You
him.
were
okay, I
there
didn't
when they
know.
played at Mellow Mushroom, though, right?
Well, not only was I there, he stayed at my house that night.
I
The
know,
drummer,
but
yeah,
Dopapod,
yeah.
when they were
oh,
first
yeah.
starting
and
out?
then they also played in Fernandina, not at the Green Turtle, but they played at what was the,
The
shitty
Palace.
place?
The dog.
Dog
Dog
Star.
Star.
Dog Star,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
They
No, I
played
remember that
there.
too.
Oh yeah.
I played there all the time too. That was a great fucking place. I don't know what happened.
But when
to
they
it.
played
It's
there, you're
nothing
just
now.
like, how are they there? We're like, are you kidding me? This is the dopest band in the world. We played a festival with them, Limit Grove and Lucky Costello.
at the
Just want you guys to
Jamarama
know.
Rageathon.
Oh yeah.
That's when we started being rock stars.
We were. That was the Rockstar Day. That's when we started the Rockstar
Like,
claim.
that was the inside
Yeah,
joke all
we're
the time.
rock stars.
It's like what the fuck is a job? We're fucking
We're
rock
fucking
stars.
rock stars. Billy would wear shades in every situation. Those blue blockers go everywhere he goes, and he's like, "I'm a rock star."
Yeah, I do rock star shit. I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star. I don't do rock star shit.
Cheers to being rock
Yeah.
stars, boys.
Don't fucking
Cheers.
cheers him.
My thing is empty. Don't fucking cheers him. What a dick. All right, well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel bad that the last of it is just me and my fucking gut.
Say,
Yeah,
look at
nobody
that
needs to see
tricep,
that.
though.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
it was
got an Adonis under all this. Don't you worry. It's coming.
it was great having you on the show, man. Thanks for doing
Dude, are you
this.
kidding me? This has been an awesome time, boys.
Hell
It's
yeah.
been a great one.
We'll have to do this again for sure.
Absolutely.
You want to say something to lead us out? We usually go over there.
Oh
We
yeah,
usually-
say goodbye to everybody. Please.
Yeah, I'll say later. Check out Widgeon. We're gonna come out with some new music soon. I also have been working on a solo album under project name Max Zargon, which is my name, not a fake name.
Actual name.
My actual name. And yeah, aside from that, I also have some other cool, fun stuff in the works. Not gonna announce just yet, but will soon. And aside from that, yeah, stoked to play more shows, and hopefully Side Hustle and Widgeon will be crushing out some shows here locally soon too. So
Hell yes.
I can't wait to see y'all. All right. Well, that's it.
See you
Adios,
later, guys.
muchachos.